Woo! We are live. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back to Benzinga Live. What's Spencer's sound? What's the sound Spencer's going to play right now? I don't know. Oh, that was it. That was kind of anticlimactic. All right.
How's that?
There we go. Let's do a quick check-in on the overall markets. We were down more than 1% on the SPY earlier this morning, and we've had a rally the past hour or so. Almost got green on the SPY. Let's check in on the Qs. Qs are in the green on the day, and the Dow is red. The Dow is red after leading the markets yesterday. Let's talk about some trades, right? We made some trades yesterday, Spencer.
I
did.
Okay.
I called out, if you recall, the chart of the day we did yesterday. The guess that chart was Darden Restaurants. I said I wanted to look at that chart because I just placed a short trade on it, not even knowing, and this was my fault, that the company was reporting earnings this morning. I just didn't like the outlook for Darden with the increase of COVID cases throughout the United States. So as we see COVID cases increase, there will be companies that benefit from that. And there will be companies that don't benefit from that and are in fact hurt by that. And Darden falls in the latter category.
Okay. Do you want to show us your screen? You want to show us?
Oh, well, I mean, I already got out of the options. Oh. All you need to know is they performed well. Darden didn't have a terrible report this morning, but just gave some guidance based on COVID and staffing issues and having to raise wages and whatnot. As a result, the stock was down about 8% at its lowest point, currently down only 4%. So I'm glad I got out when I did. Someone else in the chat, I don't know who it was, I forget, also told me to buy a Rivian put. I did that. That was a great call. Rivian is currently down more than 10%. So I got out of both those contracts. But, Spencer, I want to back up a second. And like I said, some companies will benefit from this, will benefit from the rise of COVID cases from Omicron. And I want to talk about those. I want to find those stocks.
Okay.
I want to determine, all right, have they already moved up on the upside? Have they moved up too much? Is it too late to get in? And I don't think for a lot of them, it is too late.
Okay. Before we do all that, can we actually introduce the show?
Start the show. I forgot to
tell people who's coming on today. Tell them to hit the like button, run the intro. Can we do that?
Sure.
Okay, let's do that.
This is Benzinga Live. Spencer Israel and producer AB. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Someone told me buy high, sell higher.
Let's get Meta Hammond on the show to talk some IPOs. Jake Wojasek from Trend Spider. We have a
breaking news.
All right, so here's the rundown for the day. We're going to run through what AB just said. We're going to try to find some... Well, there's a lot of moving parts today, so we're going to walk through all these moving parts. We'll do that for a little bit. Our first guest is going to be at 12:30, so we're going to hang out for a little bit. At noon, yesterday I promised I was going to show my portfolio, so we're going to do that at noon. I'm going to show you... actually show you my portfolio, what is in it, and we'll walk through that if you guys care about such things. At 12:30, we have our first guest today. James Saperstein is the president and CEO of First Wave Biopharma. They've got a lot of stuff in their pipeline, so we'll talk about that. At Tony Benson, we're talking charts. I'm sorry, at Tony Benson. At 1 o'clock, we're talking Tony Benson, charts, setups, patterns in the flash, 1 o'clock. And then at 1:30, we'll do trivia. End the week on a light note with some holiday-themed trivia. That being said, we have a lot of moving parts today, so go ahead and hit that like button, and we'll get the show. We'll get the show going here. Let's just start with something that AB neglected to give love to in his overview. There was the IWM. Aaron, you forgot about the IWM. I don't know why you did that.
Well, okay. Are you gonna say what, the IWM is up today?
Yeah.
What's the most biggest weighted holding in the IWM? So I was gonna get to it, Spencer.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what the title of this YouTube video is. That's what the thumbnail is about.
Okay. I actually mea culpa for me on this one, because about 2 hours ago on live trading, we were talking about, how there's going to be headlines all weekend. Oh yeah, record post-COVID box office because of Spider-Man. And I thought, yeah, this is probably not a headline that's going to move the stock. But I didn't consider the fact that AMC doesn't need anything to move. It can just do whatever it wants. And AMC is ripping today. So there's that.
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's one of those things. You have two catalysts, right? Omicron, the new COVID cases rising again, and you also have the Spider-Man catalyst. So one positive, one negative, which is going to outweigh. Well, it's AMC, so let's always err to the bullish side on AMC, right? And I want to talk about how we can play this move on AMC. You might see some traders out there say, oh my God, it's up 20% in a day. Like, let's buy some puts on it. I would argue I do not like buying puts on AMC right now. And here's why, because even if it moves down, what happens then is the implied volatility for AMC goes lower. So even if the stock is moving your way and it's coming back down and you have puts, the actual values of those contracts could continue to go down. We saw that with GameStop. We saw that with AMC a few months ago. So I don't like playing this on the short side. I think if you were like me and you're prone to want to YOLO trade something, if anything, I would look at like way out of the money calls and say like, okay, this is running again. It has an opportunity to get back to four. Well, I'm saying like, let me look at the option chain real quick, because if I see some like $45 calls that are, $5 a piece, then maybe it's worth it to get in on some of those. But if they're expensive, then it's not, and it's as simple as that. So, I'm looking at them right now, and right now a $40 call is 49 cents, $49. I don't know. See, it's a little expensive to me. If it were like half that, if it were $20, then maybe I'd buy 3 contracts for $60. Just in the hopes that we see this run continue maybe throughout the day into next week. But other than that, I don't know if there's like a good, smart way to play this AMC move.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Let's pull the chart back up there. Every time it breaks down and makes a new low, it seems like it has a pop shortly after. Maybe not shortly after, but this thing is liable to pop. This is its biggest one-day move, though. I guess not including the other day, not including Wednesday, whatever day that was. Was that Wednesday or Tuesday? This is the biggest one-day move for AMC in a while. So, the day is young. But I definitely wouldn't. So Aaron doesn't want to play the downside. I don't want to play the upside. I don't want to chase this thing up here. So I guess. Well,
it's not that I want to play. It's not like that I think that oh my God, this is like for sure going to $40 or for sure going to $45. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if the call options were a little bit cheaper, do I think there would be value in throwing like 3 contracts out there for $60 that could become worth hundreds of dollars, if not thousands? Then yeah, I think there's value there. But do I think it's necessarily like smart or a good way to play it? No, not at all. Yeah. But if I had to pick one way to play this, right, that's what I would do. But here, real quick, Spencer, I'm going to go ahead and show my screen. This is just the COVID cases right now in the U.S. So this big bar right here, more than 200,000 cases. This was on Monday. So this number isn't necessarily like representative of what's going on, because we see the COVID cases be higher on Mondays because they're catching up on reporting from over the weekend. A lot of states don't report their cases over the weekend and they wait till Monday. So this is a little bit higher than what we could see. But even on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, we see pretty much all of them, 145,000 the past 2 days, be higher than the 7-day average of 120,000. And what we've seen in the past with these COVID cases is they're exponential. Once more people get COVID, that means there's more spread. It means more people have COVID, more people are getting COVID, and those people that are the new people getting COVID, there's more of them to spread it to more people. So I expect this trend to continue into next week. And of course, with the holidays, you have people congregating. If we go back to the all-time COVID chart, the absolute peak,
I'm glad you. I wanted to bring this up next. So I'm glad you went there.
the absolute peak that we saw was last year, January 10th, about 2 weeks after Christmas. So is there a chance that we, continue to move higher into those weeks after Christmas? 100%. Now, do I think that these rising COVID cases are going to have an impact on what we saw in the markets, like back in March, what we saw? No, not at all. But like I said at the top of the show, there will be stocks that benefit from this, and I want to look at those stocks. I want to determine kind of what the upside is on those stocks. Of course, you have your classic COVID plays, your Zooms, your Modernas, your Pfizers. But I think there might be...
Will they benefit off rising COVID cases, though? Is sort of my... I'm not... I don't know if I'm sold on that idea.
Well, that's why I think there are certain names that will, and there are certain names that won't. So I don't think it will be 100% of the stocks that benefited from COVID's rise throughout the last year and a half. These stocks, like Zoom, for example, that...
Zoom's in stranger danger.
Right. But...
pull up a Zoom chart. Actually, that's you've got a base in Zoom. All right, that's something.
I think a lot of the reasons why we've seen Zoom move down from its $400 a share level back in July to less than $200 now is because just the fact that a lot of companies that are paying for Zoom may say, okay, we're going back to the office. We don't need this big of a Zoom plan. We don't need to continue paying for Zoom, et cetera. I think we're going to see a lot of big companies kind of delay their back to. We've already seen them delay their back to office. Maybe they're going all virtual again. I think we'll see some positive catalysts for Zoom in the next 2 weeks or so.
So what you're saying is, because Zoom and all these other ones have already come out and tried to lower the bar for themselves going forward. Then they've said, yeah, next year is not going to be as good as the last year was. What you're saying is, if cases keep rising, then there's a chance that maybe even the first quarter of next year is better than they originally thought.
Yeah, I think that's a good take, Spencer. I do also, I mean, look, the market share prices are driven by sentiment. We can clearly see in the chart what the sentiment for Zoom was from May 2020 to July, right? The sentiment was, oh my God, this is, an incredible company. The stock's amazing. And it went all the way up to $500. Then that sentiment flipped. It was, okay, this is way overvalued. The use case for Zoom is dwindling.
It's still overvalued. I mean, frankly, the forward PE of 40, price of sales of 14. It's still rich.
Okay, that aside, I think we'll see that sentiment start to flip again.
Okay. All right. I don't know if I would. All right. I don't know if I agree. And one of the reasons is, I was talking, I think it was yesterday on Pre-Market Prep, I was sort of hypothesizing, like, could we see more lockdowns? Can you pull up the COVID case chart again?
Yeah.
Yeah. And my hypothesis was like, thank you. Like, obviously, we've spiked in the last couple of weeks. No, the one you just had up, actually. Sorry, the all-timer. Yeah. So my hypothesis, and I didn't think this through, it was just more of a talking out loud thing or thinking out loud thing, was like, hey, if we start getting to 250, 275, 300,000 new cases a day, that would be an all-time high. If, and big if, because I obviously don't know, but if we start getting there, do we see lockdowns? And the consensus was like, probably not in the U.S., right? But what if this happens? What if daily cases do start making new highs? And what if instead of government-imposed lockdowns, it's more of a change in behavior type of thing, where it's like, it's not like the government is telling us or telling businesses you have to close. It's like businesses saying, F this. We're going straight carry out. We're shutting down this. We're shutting down in person. So what if it's not necessarily the government telling you have to, but if people are like, yeah, this is getting bad again. We don't want any part of this. And if that were to, so it's not like a government imposed lockdown, but it's like a self-imposed lockdown in businesses. And what if that happened? If that happened, then maybe what you were saying before does come to fruition, where there is a general shift in sentiment towards the more stay-at-home stuff, and we all go back to that kind of a mentality we were in last summer. So I don't know, just a big if. Obviously, don't know if the cases are going to keep going up the way they are, but if you look at the chart, you can see this is kind of a trend in the winter, right? It is flu season. And the Omicron seems to be spreading quicker. It's a good thing that it appears to be not as serious, not as deadly, which is obviously the most important thing here. But yeah.
I don't know. And I mean, we can look at the empirical data. We can see what's going on a macro level. But just in my like anecdotal experience, like in my life right now, I know so many people with COVID right now.
You do?
It's like an incredible amount.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is it's so personal. So like you know a lot of people with COVID. I don't right now, and I also just had COVID like 2 months ago. So like I frankly like I'm not very concerned for my own well-being right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm feeling pretty okay about things, but that's just me. That, you know what I mean? Like this whole thing is so personal that and it sort of colors how you look at things. So I'm not feeling as especially concerned, knowing I just had the virus and got what is effectively an extra booster when I had that, and it just goes to show how that your situation can impact how you think. And I don't,
Don't worry, Shelly. I'm not interacting with these people that I know have COVID. They're all like strewn about the country.
I found out last night that my cousin has COVID actually, so get better.
Well, I'm curious in the chat, like, are you guys in my boat or Spencer's boat where you know that, like, for some reason, it's just I have like 5 of like my close friends are like, oh yeah, I got COVID last week, whatever, and none of them are like.
Well, are they? They're not like sick. Like
no,
yeah.
I mean, they're
Okay.
fine. I don't know. I mean, I've never, to my knowledge, had COVID, which is like surprising to me because I definitely wasn't the safest through a lot of the first parts of COVID, because I was in like my college town. I wasn't living with my parents or anything, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I don't know, knock on wood, I've had good luck with COVID so far. But yeah, so again, Sensor, I said something very similar yesterday when I was talking about Darden. I'm not very bullish on the idea that we'll have like the countrywide lockdowns that we saw earlier. I guess like a majority of states, state by state. But what I am more confident in is that we will see certain companies self-impose restrictions.
That's what I just said.
Right. Yeah, that's what I said yesterday.
Okay,
though. I said like
right.
in the Darden case, I said if one waiter has COVID and they go to work, then
true.
Everyone on that wait staff, so
Yes.
they might try to get out ahead of that and protect that and say like, okay, instead of our whole workforce getting COVID and we just have to shut down for 2 weeks, let's just go carry out only and keep a little bit more distance in the kitchen, whatever it is. I think it's way more likely that we'll see that. We'll see companies themselves taking measures to protect their employees.
That's fair.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do it to protect their employees or their bottom line, but they'll say they're doing it to protect their employees.
So here's the other side, though. You and I spent the last 10 minutes talking about COVID, right? The market does not care about that right now. Doesn't care at all. How do we know this? Because just go look at the market today. Here, CCL, right? Ripping higher. Rip is a strong word. Carnival's trading higher, right?
I think those are all easy shorts right now.
Royal Caribbean. No, that's not the one, Spencer.
RCL.
That's the one. RCL. Look, higher.
Easy shorts.
Let's go to the
In fact, I'm gonna
Jets ETF, airlines. Okay, not a good example. American Airlines, better example. Delta Airlines, better example. Airlines are up. Cruise lines are up. A lot of moving parts out there, and so
I don't buy that.
You don't buy this?
I don't buy that the market doesn't care about COVID right now. Go to Zoom's chart.
Okay. You want to go to today?
Why is Zoom up 6%?
Well, okay. I'm so glad you asked. Now we're getting somewhere here. Okay, so prevailing theory is this. If you are beaten down, piece of crap stock this year, you're having a good day. Okay? We can look at ARKK. Right, growth. Look at growth. Look at ARKK today. From the open, I mean. I don't mean from the close. I mean from the open. Look at that. Series of green candles. Zoom we just looked at. What else? It's a day for beaten down stocks and value, right? That's what it's a day for. It's not necessarily a day for like here. Can we pull up?
Wait, how can you say it's a day for value when the Dow's down 1.5%?
Let's go to the DIA for a second. All right, but like
And ARC's up.
Okay, but like look at IBM is value. It's like value tech, right? I just feel like here, I have a bunch of notes on our doc that I want to reference. Well, so here's my point though. Is like where I was going with that was like Apple, right? Which I can't type. Apple, right? Mega cap tech not having a great day. Wait, that's not. Yeah, okay. Is that right? Yeah, I guess that's right. How's Facebook doing today? Facebook's in the red. Apple's in the red. Google's in the red. Right? Amazon's in the red. Microsoft's in the red. Mega cap tech, although that popped off 10 o'clock. That's weird. Okay, so a lot of these things reversed at 10 o'clock, but in the red for the day. It's just the overall sentiment of the day seems to be like small cap, good, beaten down stocks. If your stock has gone crushed this year, you might be having a decent day. Like, look at Robinhood. Look at that reversal at 10 o'clock, right? So,
all right. I mean, you guys can say that the market doesn't care about COVID. I don't buy it. I think if it doesn't today, it will by next week. So. What do we know about? Okay, let's take Europe for example, right, Spencer? We know European countries are more willing to impose whether it's lockdowns, restrictions, regulations, whatever you want to call it, right?
Yes.
Last night, the UK and France, so two different countries in Europe, announced that they had the most daily COVID cases. Not this year, since the COVID-19 pandemic began in 2020, end of 2019.
I got you.
Do we think that's just not going to happen in the U.S. for some reason?
No, it's certain. No, it probably will. Right?
Okay, so if we get to the point where we have the most single-day COVID cases in the United States that we've had ever, you don't think Zoom's going to benefit from that? You don't think ExxonMobil, you don't think these stocks that got beaten down because of COVID in the first place are again going to move lower? You think the market just doesn't care about that?
Well, because now that we've played this game before, like in Zoom.
I'm not saying Zoom's going back to 500. I'm saying, like, I think it'll go up to, I don't know, 240, 250.
I feel like
I think we'll see a 20%, 30% movement.
I feel like it would just take more than record cases. It would take record cases on its own. Is not enough, I think, because Zoom is maybe they're all liable for you know what? Maybe that's a good excuse for a squeeze, right? And maybe that's a good excuse to decide to rep Zoom higher to 250.
I think Zoom's too big to squeeze. But
I just mean like when I say a short squeeze,
like the algo start picking it
up. Yeah. Like maybe all-time highs in new cases is an excuse to rip Zoom to 300. Maybe I could see that because we've been wondering when the carnage will end. So maybe that's an excuse right there. Maybe that's not a bad reason to decide to rip Zoom or rip Teladoc, right? How's Teladoc doing right now? So yeah, decide to rip Teladoc to 150. Maybe. But
and again, I think reiterating the point. I think we'll see more so. Companies themselves imposing, restrictions, saying, okay, we're going to go work from home for 2 weeks just to stop this spread, whatever it is. And also state by state, right? I think we've already seen California reinstitute like an indoor mask mandate. So if we get to that point where COVID is spreading that rapidly again, is it possible that California does implement a new lockdown, COVID restriction? 100% is possible. And a large chunk of the U.S.'s economy, it runs through California, especially in the tech sector. So while I'm not bullish that we'll see big U.S. lockdown, like from a federal nationwide standpoint, state by state, company by company, 100%, I think it's possible.
Okay. I just don't know if we can necessarily assume a rise in cases would mean, oh yeah, Zoom back to 300, Teladoc back to 150. It could happen, but I feel like we would need more than.
And I see people in the chat talking about Omicron not being as serious. I understand. I'm well aware of that. It doesn't matter that there's still going to be an emphasis for leaders to try to stop the spread. You can't just say, okay, it's not as big of a deal, so we can just go willy-nilly and let everyone get it. If you're in a position where you are in charge of other people's lives and those people have families, you're in a position where you make tough decisions, and some of those may be, hey, look, let's stay home from the office the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, there's just a lot going on. I'm looking at today specifically, and there's just a lot going on out there, right? The banks are getting smacked around. Big tech is not having a good day. Frankly, there's a lot more red than there is green, but there's a lot of internal moving parts under the surface, right? We talked about it's kind of. I feel like it's a day for value. Is that just me? I mean, maybe I'm just keying in on IBM for whatever reason, but I feel like it's a day for value.
Well, when I think of value, I think of like the big banks. I think of big oil companies.
Okay, I could be wrong there in that case, because the banks are down. Berkshire Hathaway, which has been like a monster these past couple of days.
Yeah, B reached new all-time highs.
Right,
which means
Berkshire Hathaway is down today. So all right, I don't know, man. It's mixed out there. It's mixed out there. Here, let's pull up a Berk chart. There we go. Yeah, let's pull up a daily on Berk. Been on a run. I mean, yeah, you Aaron just said all-time highs, right? Is that right? All-time highs? In Berk? Probably.
Yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's coming off a little bit today, but I don't know. Pfizer is Pfizer, I don't know. Pfizer's value, right? I don't know. J&J's value, but they had some
Oh, J&J had some bad news.
They had some tough,
Again, how can they?
Tough
They're probably.
news.
I would love to sit in on like the C-suite meeting of Johnson & Johnson right now, because they're like, seriously, guys, how could we fuck this up again? The same thing. It's the same problem as their initial vaccine rollout. That there were blood clots.
Well, yeah, nothing. It wasn't new.
They just gave people the same vaccine that they knew this existing problem had.
I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know like the inner workings.
Well, I will say the original reason why they like stopped giving the J&J vaccine for a while, it was it was so rare in nature. It was like 6 people got it out of like 5 million people that had gotten the vaccine. It was like you had literally like a 1 in a million chance, which means that if you had given the Johnson & Johnson vaccine to every single person in the country, it'd be like 350 people would have that problem, and the rest of the 350 million people would be fine. So it was definitely really rare, but still not a good look for J&J compared to Moderna, Pfizer.
Okay, I screwed this one up, I think. I have been watching Palantir, all right, for a little while, and I noted, damn it, I definitely fucked this up. And I said, okay, it looks like it's a range bound stock. Speaking of like story stocks and stocks that are out of favor this year, this is not a reopening or a stay at home trade or whatever. It's kind of its own thing, I feel like. But it's been on this range. I said I would buy it when we got to the bottom of the range. The low was like 17 and change, and so we're up today a little bit. How about we'll do this? Well, why don't I throw out an order for Palantir, just to take a shot at 18? Gets down to 18. What say you about that?
Take a shot at Palantir?
At 18. Throw out an order at 18.
Okay, give me a time frame. Are you liking it for like a swing trade or long term?
Swing.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, okay.
Palantir is a good stock to trade. I don't... a lot of people love this stock long term. I honestly don't really. Like, I'd rather just stick trading Palantir as swing trades and not worry about it as a long-term investment. That's my personal opinion. Not for investment advice.
Oh, Ryan D, thank you for that. Good note. I haven't been on the platform today. Okay, hey, it's noon. Do we want to look at my portfolio?
Yeah, we do. Also, shout out Serena in the chat, nurse practitioner.
Serena.
Hero, we'll give a round of applause for Serena. And Serena,
God
let
bless
us
you.
know in the chat what you're, because I gave my anecdotal of what I've been seeing with just a lot of my friends having COVID and stuff right now. I don't know. So what we've seen with a lot of the hospitalizations and stuff, it's kind of a trailing, right? We'll see the cases rise first, then we'll see the hospitalizations and deaths numbers come in like weeks later.
If Omicron is serious like that, which we don't.
Well, I also don't know what percentage of new COVID cases are Omicron. Are they all Omicron? Because that's what people that are telling me it's not serious want me to believe. Is they're saying, hey, Omicron's not that serious. Okay, but what if only 20% of these new cases are Omicron and the other 80% are? I don't know.
Well, all I can do is tell you what my experience was, and when I tested positive, I was like, "Hey, is this Delta?" And she basically told me, "Is like we don't know. We could test you for Delta. Like we could run it through and see if it's Delta specifically. It would take like weeks for that to happen. But you have neck pain, which is a common symptom with Delta. So we're just going to assume you have the Delta variant." And I was like, "All right, that's fine by me." So I assume I had Delta. I don't really know. I think I don't really know how you determine what variant you have.
Well, I think we can safely infer that a lot of these cases are Omicron because they've said that it's more contagious and spreads faster, but not as severe. So essentially right after we got that news, then we see the COVID cases rising. It would make sense. But I'm just saying that we don't know for sure, so it's not safe, I think, to say like, oh my God, all these new cases are Omicron. They're not a big deal because for some people, they undoubtedly will be a big deal.
Yes, that's true. I mean, we know that the unvaxxed are more vulnerable. So we hope that you don't get it, obviously. But it's good news that it's...
Yeah, and shout out Firat King. He's giving me a shout out for calling Rivian put. That was, or to me, call. I don't know what you're saying. Either way, shout out Firat for giving me the Rivian call. I played that, made about 100% on that.
All right, so I've never actually shared my portfolio before, the entire thing. So it's the end of the year. What the hell? This is actually going to be, I think, one of our last shows of the year with the both of us because I'm out. Well, no, Aaron's out part of next week, and I'm out the week after. So this will be one of the last shows with both of us here for the year. So, as a little present, might as well show my portfolio. So let me make sure I'm not... Yeah, shut up, Sadat. Sadat's right. Okay, here we go. Let me make sure I'm not sharing my account number. No, I don't think I am. Okay, so this is my main... Let's change the view here. This is my... No, let's just go full screen. This is my main Fidelity account, okay? This is the one that I paid the most attention to. And there are going to be things that I'm long that are not here, and I will get to those in a second. But this is the main account, my main taxable account. So I have it sorted by allocation, right? The things that I own the most of as a percentage of my overall portfolio. So you can see, obviously, 47% is VOO. That shouldn't be a surprise because I talk about that a lot. 14% is VEU. This is the Vanguard International stock one. This actually has been kind of a laggard. If you want to compare these two, I think when I originally bought them, I made VOO 40% and VEU 20% of my portfolio. So VOO has dramatically outperformed VEU. So I have some cash. Right, I like to keep some cash. Always have a little bit of cushion there. So I've got about 9 to 10% in cash. There we go. So those are my three largest holdings: VOO, VEU, and cash. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Right, Disney is my largest stock holding. This portfolio, it's 4.5% of my portfolio. You can see my cost basis. I think I've bought it a few times there. My cost basis is 142.40 on Disney. Whoops, hold on. Sorry. Sadat, hold on, man. No, Sadat, that was just the top two. Give me a break, all right? There's more ETFs. Relax. So I've got here sweep account. That's cash too. Okay, Now we're getting to the other stuff. Cyber, your cyber security ETF. I got a little bit of that. That's about 2%. 5G, FIVG, another 2%er. That's another ETF. Now I got all my cannabis plays, right? Not all of them. But Green Thumb, 2%. True Leaf, 2%. ARKW, 2%. ESPO, Esports, about 2%. Cresco, a little less than 2%. Cure Relief, same thing. This SRVR, I was very bullish when I bought that. It's a small one for me. It's a 1.8%. That's your server rooms, your server real estate basically. I bought a smidge of UFO. I may cut that. And then I bought one share of Berkshire Hathaway just in case we have an in-person meeting next year and I get invited because I'm a shareholder because I want to go to Omaha. So this is the main portfolio. This isn't everything. I'll get to the other stuff in a little bit, but this is the main thing. Okay. So you can see it's about 60% of the top two. And when you factor in the other ETFs, right? The cyber, the 5G, the ARKW, the ESPO, the server, the UFO, I am probably in the 70% ETF ballpark, or more. So, that's the main portfolio. The second portfolio that I have, I kind of look at it as like my overflow portfolio because I do like to keep, as I said, like some cash cushion in that one. So I have a second portfolio that it's not actually, full disclosure, it's not actually my money. It is my parents' money that they just threw in an account and they said, Spencer, you can mess with this. Don't fuck it up for us. This is basically what they said. Don't screw this up. But you can, do things if you want. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. And I have to now share that screen for you. Give me 1 second. Okay. So this one is like my overflow, right? It's got way fewer positions and way more cash. Let me make sure I'm not sharing the account number first. Okay, here we go. So this is the overflow account, right? Obviously, a lot of cash, right? 70% cash. But
we could do some things with this, Spencer.
No, again, this is not my money. So
yeah, but it's your parent. I mean, they're not going to disown you if we make a few bad YOLO trades.
So here's what I've got. I've got Airbnb, right? I got 50 shares of Airbnb. It's 10% of the portfolio. I've got PSCI. This is the small cap infrastructure. Small cap industrial play. I bought this when the infrastructure bill was being talked about. It's been SoFi, obviously, I talk about that all the time. This is where the SoFi is. It's 4% and dropping. Frankly, it's my biggest bag by a lot. And then I've got PBD, which is this clean energy fund that I also bought when the infrastructure bill was being discussed. That has not worked out for me. And then I have Block, which I'm actually debating selling. The Amplify blockchain ETF. I don't really remember why I bought that, to be honest with you. So anyway, this is the fun where I will kind of throw stuff in there if
let's be real, Spencer.
Yeah.
Your parents, right?
Yeah.
They would not have invested this money to you if they absolutely... there's no way they were like, what is the safest thing we can do with this money? Let's give it to Spencer.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So... I think we take I don't know, 10% of the portfolio, which would be about $7,000. We make some options.
Yeah,
trades.
I have leeway. I can mess around. I just you know how risk averse I am, Aaron.
I know.
So
I know.
This is how crazy I've been. This is how crazy I got. I bought SoFi and I bought a couple ETF and Airbnb.
So that brings up a good point, though. If you're trying to be conservative and safe with your why SoFi? That's such a speculative.
No, here's the honest truth. When it comes to that extra account, I don't really have a plan. That's the guy's honest truth. I don't really have a plan for that account. It's not my money. I kind of if I have a stock and I want to buy it, and I don't want to mess with the allocation in the main account, I'll throw it in the other one, the overflow one. That's the account where I bought Starbucks. I just sold that one Well, I sort of like a month ago, I think I saw Starbucks.
What you could do too is if we so not saying I hope they aren't looking at this. If we YOLO trade, right? Some options in
Dude,
there.
I can't.
I know. Okay, I'm just saying hypothetically we did. Say we lost a good amount of money.
Yeah.
What are the odds they never bring it up?
No, no, they get the statements. Are you kidding me? They get the statements. Oh no.
Okay.
Right, and Christian is bringing up the money point because the account is not in my name. Okay, so we're talking a different tax bracket here. So I'm not too active in that account. I don't do a lot of selling. I've only sold. Let's see. I sold at Starbucks in that account. I took a gain there. That's the account where I bought Bill Ackman's SPAC that I sold at a loss. I don't know. I don't mess with that one too much. I mostly just buy and hold. The other account, the main one, is the one that I'm actually like interested in. Right. I'll bring that one back up on the screen. That's the one that I pay more attention to. Pay more attention to of the two, right? So which one was that? That was this one. So this is the one that actually matters because this one is my money. So this is the one that actually matters to me. So there you go. I hope we all learned something. I don't know if we learned anything, but Fiat.
I kind of like Brendo's comment.
What was Brendo's?
He says something, and
what
just like buy a Bitcoin.
This
with
one,
it, you know?
This comment, yes, Brendo. That's the idea.
Go higher up. Go higher up.
No,
he said he'd buy half a Bitcoin, 3 Ethereums, something else, and honestly, like, yeah, you could just snag a Bitcoin.
Every time I've broached the idea of buying Bitcoin with like my parents' money, like they freak out. They're like, no.
The last time I told my dad to buy a Bitcoin was when Bitcoin was at $3,000, and I'm sure he wishes he listened to me. So,
Chris, no, I mean, does he though? Because I don't know, because my parents don't understand it and don't care to understand it. So
no, he does now because he's invested now. But yeah,
Christian, timing is everything, man. I'm gonna be the first to admit that I'm a lucky son of a bitch. Okay.
Wait, you don't have any losses in your main account?
No, but that's not because I'm a genius. Just to be clear about something, that is not because I'm a genius. Yeah,
I'm just surprised all the cannabis companies are up. Well, like, when did you get in on them? Like super early?
I mean, you can see my cost basis here, right? So the cost basis is this column. So for Curaleaf, for Cresco, it's $4. Curaleaf, it's $5, right? True Leaf is $12. Green Thumb is $9. So I was up a lot. Let's be clear. I was up a lot more than I am now. I roll these things up, and I've also written them down. Just to be clear about that, it's not as great as it looks. This looked amazing in February. I'm sure all yours did too, right? I was up so much money in February, it was stupid. Anyway, it's been a story of 2 years basically.
I don't know. I just saw someone in the chat was hopefully kidding around. They said AB is Benzinga's Jim Cramer. I don't know if you saw, but I saw like a list on Twitter yesterday of like all of the stocks Jim Cramer had like pitched in 2021. I don't know if it was all,
but he pitches so many though.
I know, that's why I don't think the list was actually all of them. It was like all like the biggest losers, and a lot of them were down like 70%.
Yeah, show me the winners.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think the stock was, or I don't think that list was truly like every stock he had pitched, because there's no way it was a list of like 30 stocks and every single one was.
See, what people do with Kramer is they like find a time where he said, "Oh, I like the stock." He made like an offhanded comment, right? Like, "Oh yeah, it's a good stock."
Well, he did say for Didi, he said go out and get as many shares as you can, and that didn't end up looking. So yeah, you can like pick and choose, but then he's been touting Nvidia like for a very long time, and obviously if you've followed him on Nvidia, you've done very well.
Yeah. That's true. Wait, Anthony, it's supposed to say 30, 30, 30.
He's just saying a lot less diverse. He's saying more consolidated into hold-ins.
What I'm supposed to be? Or?
No, he's just saying he's kidding around. He's saying he's not used to looking at such of a diversified portfolio.
Diversification rules the day. This is why I don't sweat it when ARK W like spends 10 straight months going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Granted, if you looked at this thing in February, ARKW was like 5% of my portfolio, right?
I think on the I think on the flip side, I truly think that diversification is kind of overrated. Not if it depends. It depends on your goals, right? That's what we want to talk about. Like if your goal is to get 10 to 15% a year, sure. Like have a very diversified portfolio. Try to stay in line with the market. Whatever, you can just put a recurring investment into VU or into the S&P 500 or into the VTI. But if your goal is to like really like grow wealth and make a lot of money, the only way to do that is to like have a few consolidated positions that you go big on, and those end up working out.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not the only one, right?
No. Do you want to see a crazy thing? So my 1 year rate of return on my account. You guys just saw the account. It's all green. I'm up in everything. My 1 year rate of return is still not as good as the S&P 500. I've underperformed the S&P 500 this year. If I only owned SPY, I'd be doing better.
Right.
What are we even doing here, guys? You know what I mean? SPY has crushed me this year. Not crushed me, but it's beaten me. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ryan D is right. Aaron Bree, yes, you guys are right.
Well, it's not just me. It's not just like, oh, this is how I feel. Like Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, Charlie Munger calls diversification. Because what you do is you if you pick 20 stocks and you were dead right on 2 of them and they end up 100% over the next 5 years, what you've done is you've diluted those gains by picking other 18 stocks that aren't performing that well. So it's like
if you're 2 for 20, yes.
Right. I'm just a hypothetical situation, obviously.
Yeah. And Shelly is saying if VU crashes, I'm screwed. You know what, Shelly?
If VU crashes,
Shelly, you know what? If VU crashes, we are all screwed. Not just me. I will take that risk. And VU's not going to crash. Worst case, it's
Ronan put it beautifully. Diversify to keep your money. Concentrate to make more money.
Yes.
It's all about how risk averse you are. If you want to. And for me, like I'm on it, like I'm in a position where I'm able to take on more risk. Why? Because I don't have a family I'm providing for. I'm 24.
Me neither. Yeah, I don't have kids. I'm not doing that either.
Okay, well maybe you're just less risk averse for. I don't know. Maybe people are just different on a risk scale, I guess.
Yeah, no, but like Aaron's right. Like you have to. You should when you're young, you should definitely take chances. No doubt about that. You should take some chances. When you're young is the time to do that. Time to do that is not when you're 50, obviously. Right?
I want to be in a position where I'm like 50 one day and I'm be like, yeah, I invested in so and so in 2021. I invested in SoFi back when it was $10 a share, and my kids are gonna be like, oh.
I feel like I've swung the bat. I own SoFi. I own Airbnb. I've got an ARK fund in there. I've got a lot of growth.
Okay.
I've got a lot of growth. I got 4 cannabis stocks.
Yeah.
Granted, they're small pieces, but I've got 4 of them. You know what I mean? So.
Proton's right too. Spencer has a lot of value in not being upset when he sees ARK down. Like there is value in that. There has to be a price dollar amount that you can equate to that and say, hey, how much am I willing to pay so that I'm not stressed the fuck out every time so and so.
That's funny, Sadat. Yeah, this is why I'm sweated when, dude, ARK, any of the ARK funds are literally Exhibit A as to why diversification is important. Because if you owned ARK last year, obviously, and you had all your money in it, you had a great year. But if you didn't sell, this year sucked, right? So I don't think I think what Kathy Wood's doing is amazing, right? But it's not her fault that some people out there have all of their money invested with her. That's not her problem. Her problem is just to find growth, right? And yeah, there are going to be times where growth outperforms and growth underperforms. And the way you survive that is by not having all your money in with one person. Just a thought.
Now, I want to back up here too, because someone earlier in the chat, while I was talking about different COVID plays, said something along the lines of that a lot of these, and we talked about it with Zoom, the stocks are still expensive. But I'm not looking at just all these stocks that ran during COVID the first time, right? I do think there are stocks out there that may not be that overpriced that could still benefit. One that's gotten beaten down to a point where it's actually very much not expensive, especially compared to other stocks in its industry, is Activision. It's been beaten down for good reason. The company has very big problems in terms of management, lawsuits, what's been going on. But I think Spencer's pulling up the chart right here. It's gotten all the way down to $60. Now looking at it, it's got a PE of about 17, in between 17 and 18, which is ridiculously low for a tech video game company. Could Activision be one of these companies that gets a couple positive catalysts out of rising COVID cases?
Yeah, Activision is one where it's like we could look back at this and be like, oh my gosh, you could have bought this at 60. At 60.
Well, it's like a pendulum. It's like a big pendulum thing, right? So on one side, we've seen it getting beat down. Why? Because there's all these lawsuits about the way they treat their employees, lack of diversification. But what happens if that swings back to the other side and now they have a new COO and he's saying, okay, we're going to put a big emphasis on diversification, all these things that were problems for ATVI? What if ATVI becomes leaders in that space in regards to things because they're putting a new emphasis? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a possibility.
Bro. Yeah, this is why trading is hard, though. And everyone who says, oh, yeah, I'll just buy it lower. Dude, buying lower is hard.
Okay, so
who wants to buy? You want to buy Activision now? It is hard.
So it was Darren that said something about how a lot of these plays like Zoom still had high PEs and they were still expensive, and he's saying he likes Activision too. So Darren, I think we agree here. That's what I'm saying is find these stocks that aren't necessarily super expensive, that could also benefit from what's going on a macro level.
Yeah.
And again, this is very, very anecdotal. Do you want to know what all my friends are doing right now that are stuck at home with COVID?
Playing COD?
Playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And they just put out a new map. I don't know if anyone in the chat plays Call of Duty. Let me know what you think about the new map. I haven't got a chance to play it yet, but I'm looking forward to this weekend. And I mean, I don't know. This is one that seems like could be a good move. And the chart, if we keep seeing some green days, the chart looks good too.
Dude, buying on the way down is so freaking hard. You know, everyone's. I bet you there are people. Maybe I was saying at 100. If you asked me, you know, in June, would you buy Activision at 60? I probably would have said, heck yeah, I would have bought Activision at 60. Well, now it's at 60, and swinging at that pitch and it's not that easy, bro. It ain't that easy. It's hard to buy a stock when it's down 40%.
Hurt Scrambler saying EA is better. I don't love EA as far as like out of the different video game stocks out there. I think EA's got some kind of big problems. I don't know what's going on with FIFA. Did they announce they're not making a new FIFA game? Or
no, they. Oh no! They lost the license. They lost the FIFA license. Is what happened.
Yeah, so that's going to be a big deal. I mean, FIFA is a huge revenue driver for EA. Take-Two, I love, but Take-Two is a lot more expensive in terms of PE compared to Activision. Take-Two has a lot of things going for them. Of course, if you're buying Take-Two, you're waiting for that Grand Theft Auto 6 catalyst eventually, which Take-Two has already kind of tried to dampen expectations about like when that will come. But hey, I've talked about this before. You go on Twitch, you see what the most watched games are.
What is it?
Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of. All right, so here, let's do this. All right, so right now on Twitch, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
97,000 people are watching Fortnite. 75,000 people are watching Call of Duty Warzone.
And how many are watching Benzinga right now?
Not as many as.
Not as many as Call of Duty?
Yeah.
You're saying we're not as fun as Call of Duty?
Grand Theft Auto 5 has 170,000 viewers, so almost double what Call of Duty has right now. Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in
2005? No,
2013.
Okay.
So it's 8 years old, and it is one of, if not the most watched game on Twitch right now. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And Take-Two also has 2K.
I have a confession to make. I've never played Grand Theft Auto.
Really?
I've never played Grand Theft Auto. Sorry. Is that bad? I've never done it.
No.
I've never played Grand Theft Auto, any of them in my life.
No.
San Andreas, never.
I never, like, my parents were never, like, super strict about, like, what video games or, like, media I consumed, movies I watched and stuff, but, like, I wasn't allowed to play Grand Theft Auto till I was, like, 13 or something.
All right.
And I always wanted to because I would go over to my friends. I think it was more fun for me because I only got to play Grand Theft Auto like when I went to one of my friends that's had it and only got to play it for like an hour. And then I'd get home and like want to play it more. And then once I finally could have it myself, I had it. And I was like, yeah, this is fun, but I'm not going to like play it that much.
Dude, it's a supply demand.
Exactly.
You had limited supply, so the demand was higher.
I know. And then once I had unlimited supply, demand
dried up.
Demand dropped.
Funny how that happens.
Did get word that our first guest at 12:30 may not be joining us.
Oh no.
Yeah, Spencer, if you want to check your Slack.
Okay.
But you are in good hands with producer AB and Spencer Israel. Maybe we'll get a guest appearance.
Yeah, 12. You said 12:45. You said maybe 12:45. That's fine.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. In the meantime, you want to do a quick crypto update? We haven't talked crypto at all today. I feel like we should probably do that.
Yeah, and then we'll do another check-in on AMC.
Another check-in on AMC. Sure.
Ooh, Grand Theft Auto might be a metaverse play, Patrick Starr says. I like that. That is a game. That Grand Theft Auto is, if I had to pick any game to like go into the metaverse and play in,
it'd be GTA.
That'd be one of them because you can do whatever you want in it.
Yeah. All right. All right, what's the good word here? We got Luna is up and everything else is down.
Avalanche.
Avalanche is up. You're right. Avalanche and Luna. Wait, what is Luna again? I'm sorry. It's Terra. Okay. Bitcoin down, ETH down, Solana down. Doge. Where's Doge on here? Flirting with 17 cents. We're flirting with it. Everything is down. What else is there to say about it? I don't know. Yeah, Luna. I don't own any Luna. Should I? I don't know. Wait, what was the other one? The other like clean one you mentioned? Not Solana.
Solana and Cardano.
No, there was a third one, I thought. Not Cardano. What was the...
I don't know. It's a good question.
Shoot, Cardano's down almost 5% today. Solana's down 3%. I thought there was one more like clean crypto. Shoot. Whatever. Anyway, here's your heat map for the day. Take it or leave it. Personally, I like seeing days like this because I'm like dollar cost averaging into crypto. So... maybe it was Avalanche. I don't know. I'm dollar cost averaging into crypto. I'm buying like every month or whatever, right? So, the lower it goes, the cheaper I get it. So selfishly, I don't mind this. You know what's frustrating though is like every morning on pre-market prep, I have to listen to Dennis and Joel say crypto is a risk asset. It's gonna crash if the market goes down. Like maybe they're right. I don't know. I don't know if I have the stomach for Bitcoin at 10K, honestly. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'd be able to take that kind of heat. Or Ethereum below 1,000. That'd be pretty brutal.
Wait, you wouldn't buy it or you wouldn't sell it? I'm confused.
I mean, I don't have the stomach to like...
watch it go down.
Watch it go down like that. You know what I mean? Maybe I do. I don't freaking know, man.
I mean...
What website is this? This is Bitcoin. This is Benzinga.com/crypto. Benzinga.com/crypto. That's what this website is. This is Benzinga, baby. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What was your thought?
I just think we're getting to a point where there is an argument to be made that it's like like Bitcoin and Ethereum are acting as like other legacy assets. Like we saw it the other day when the rest of the market ripped higher after the FOMC meeting. What did Bitcoin and Ethereum do? They ripped higher.
Yeah. No, I'm like operating under the idea that like if the market were to go sideways for a long time or go down for a couple of years, crypto could be a decent hedge in the long term. In the short term, no, of course not. On any given day, no. Any given week, no. But like you go out long enough, yeah. That's kind of what I'm banking on. And you guys said you told me to swing the bat. This is me swinging the bat.
Okay.
This is me. So I've got 3 different cryptos. Granted, not a lot, but I'm getting more.
All right.
You know how else you can get more crypto? It's very, very easy. Bitcoin specifically, all you gotta do is go to the Voyager app, download it, open an account, use the offer code ZING, ZING, Fund your account with $100, make your first trade, and they'll give you $50 in Bitcoin for free. Check it out. All right. That was a fun crypto update. There you go. Okay. Checking on the market. How are we doing here? Aaron said we have to look at AMC apparently. So is AMC going? Is AMC what, above 30? Oh, it is not quite above 30. We're at $29.40, 46 cents, 50 cents, 51 cents. Okay. So we're moving higher here. Flirting with the high in the day on AMC. Cool. Here's how I know that this trade is not related to Spider-Man. How's Cinemark doing today? How's CNK doing? Let's pull that up. There's AMC. What about CNK? All right, 3%. Nah, that doesn't excite me. This CNK chart. Oh my gosh.
I'm just confused how like a movie having great, having great numbers can actually move. Like, isn't that?
It's stupid.
Shouldn't that be priced in that you're gonna have movies that do really well?
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah, or IMAX. That's a good one, easy. Yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you, AB?
Yeah, that like, hey, every year we're gonna get a couple movies that a lot of people go out and see. Like, that's how this industry works.
Yep. You would think so.
Oh man, I love it.
Okay. Or Sony, right? Because Sony owns the rights. I don't freaking know. Dude, how screwed? Seriously though, like how screwed are movie theaters? Like they're screwed, right?
In general?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like they're totally. They're totally screwed.
I do like there are some like innovative things that some movie theaters, I think AMC included, are doing. Like housing live sport. You know, you can go to a theater and watch like a UFC. Stuff like that. I think could keep them around like a little bit longer. But I'll be curious to see kind of long term on a macro level what these companies like Sony, like Disney are doing. Also, I don't know why this is just reminding me because we're talking about Sony. Do you know the first movie that comes to mind for me that had a big virtual rollout as opposed to a in theater in person rollout?
You mean like a streaming rollout?
Yeah.
The Dictator?
No, it's not that. I think you're thinking of the same movie I'm thinking of, but it's not The Dictator.
The one with Seth Rogen. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Is that what you're talking about?
No, you're thinking of The Interview.
The Interview. The Interview.
Yep.
Sorry.
I didn't think you'd get that.
Okay. Oh, but I kind of did.
You kind of did. You kind of did.
All right.
Yeah. I knew you were on the right track. You were thinking of the right movie. You just didn't have the right title.
Okay.
But yeah, if you guys recall, back in like 2014, 2015, Sony was making a movie with James Franco, Seth Rogen about North Korea. There was some big, like Sony got hacked. North Korea threatened if they said, hey, if you put this out in theaters. So instead of Sony backing off, they said, okay, instead of putting it out in theaters, we're just going to put it out online and let people stream it. And that was the first movie in my lifetime that I saw have like a virtual streaming rollout, and that was in, again, 2014, 2015. Flash forward 5 years, that becomes the norm because of a global pandemic. It's funny how things come full circle.
Wait, Fud Tracker wants to know how it feels to be in Citadel's pocket. It's warm in here.
It is.
It's really warm and claustrophobic as shit.
And there's a lot of good benefits. Like, are you going on the private jet next week?
I am.
Okay. Nice.
No, dude, if we were in Citadel's pocket, I wouldn't be here.
Wait, I'm so confused. Isn't Citadel one of the like hedge funds that gets like hit by AMC going up?
No, they're a market maker. They make money either way.
Okay.
They make money either way. They don't give a shit if it goes up or down.
I think we're far enough removed from the original like GameStop AMC move.
Yeah.
I want to officially throw away the whole like David versus Goliath narrative. Do you know who made the most money off those whole moves? There were a lot of retail traders that made a lot of money.
Citadel and Virtue.
Right.
Yeah.
Hedge funds, like big institutional firms.
Well, the market makers are the ones that probably made off the best. Because the volume went through the roof. So the market makers did okay. Sure, there are some hedge funds that got blown out, surely. But
0.72?
No, the other one. Shoot, guys, what was the name of Gabe Plotkin's hedge fund? I don't even remember anymore.
Wait, Melvin?
Melvin. Thank you, Melvin. Yeah, that was the one. See, it's been almost a year since that happened. If you can
it was a great story, the sentiment. I'm just saying, in reality, the big guys continued to make big money, and there were some people that made a lot of money, and there were also people that lost a lot of money.
Naked shorting is one of those. It's one of those things where it's like, how do you prove that something doesn't happen? I'm sure that there is some naked shorting out there, but it's also massively illegal, and I just feel like it's very, very difficult to prove something doesn't exist. So it's sort of a catch-22 there. But look, we're not against the AMC. We're really not.
No.
We're not against the stock, and even if we were, don't take it so personally. And yes, Beach Bum, that definitely happened. Citron was like, okay, screw shorting. Citron got his face ripped off, and he was like, oh, okay.
That was Andrew Leff, right?
Yeah, Andrew Leff was like, we're done with that now.
Goldman Sachs says buy Ring Central instead of Zoom.
Okay, thanks, Goldman.
What do they know?
I don't know. Dude, AMC could go wherever the heck it wants, right? We're not against it. I mean, but like, if that's
Lion, if the AMC goes above 100, 500, I'll be happy. I'll love that. I'm not saying I don't know.
If that's your strategy, hoping that happens.
Can we rewind and say that if I'm playing this move, the only way I'd play it would be buying YOLO calls?
That's true. He said that like an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm so confused where this sentiment is that
it's only one person in the chat.
I don't want AMC or GameStop to move higher.
We don't have a dog in this fight, truthfully. Neither of us, but Benzinga, we don't have a dog in this fight. We really don't.
I do want to say, though, just for full disclosure, I did put my money where my mouth is, and I bought calls on Zoom and Activision.
Just now?
Yeah, or a few minutes ago. They're both up, by the way. Can we check in on Zoom real quick?
Yes. You probably want more than a weekly.
Yeah.
You probably want this.
What are we looking at now? Daily?
This is intraday. It's 15 minutes.
Oh, see,
Sorry.
I love that. You're not going to tell. I'm sorry. You can tell me I'm wrong. You're not going to tell me that part of the reason that Zoom's up more than 7% today or whatever isn't in part because of rising COVID cases.
Well, let's see here. Peloton's having a good day. That's staying home. What else is staying home? Netflix. But Netflix is also mega cap tech, so it's kind of its own thing. What else is staying home? Roku. Is that staying home?
Nah.
DocuSign. How's DocuSign doing? Only up 0.5%, 2/3%. DocuSign.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this is a stay-at-home thing, because look at the reopen. We already went through this. We did this dance already. Look at Carnival. They report earnings next week.
I forgot. I'm going to do that, too. I'm going to short Carnival right here.
They have earnings in like 4 days.
Who should I short out of?
Carnival reports earnings next week.
But don't they all, then?
No.
Okay.
Carnival's off cycle.
Really?
Yes.
Can we go through that real quick? Explain that to me.
No, it's just typically, all of the companies will report earnings around the same time. Usually, it's like in the span of 4 to 6 weeks after the end of the quarter, right? I think that's usually how the calendar plays out. And you get these 3-week chunks every quarter where for 3 weeks there's basically a delusion. 95% of companies will report earnings in those 3 weeks, and then there's always those like ones that are just random that are like not in the 3 weeks. There's like Carnival. Nike is always super late, right? Micron is off cycle for whatever reason. So there's all these Costco reports super late. They reported FedEx was today. They're super late, right? So you get these random stocks that are like don't report with the rest of the market for whatever reason.
All right, so you went through your portfolio. Let's go through mine real quick. Up top here, I have a couple calls that I had expiring today that are essentially worthless. A BABA call, Ford call. Those were kind of calls that I made into the FOMC meeting, just like, I think these names could rip. I think I had a chance to sell some of them for a profit, and I just held on to them.
Okay.
These other ones are ones that I opened today. So this Activision $64 call. These both expired next Friday. Again, my thesis here is I think we'll see more buying come into Activision over the next week. Carnival Cruise Line, you said they report earnings next week.
Yeah, it's in like 3 days.
We got an exclusive comment from the Carnival Cruise Line CEO yesterday. But I'm just not buying that they're going to be able to come out in guidance and say like, oh yeah, this new wave of COVID isn't going to impact us. There's no way. That'd be complete bullshit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. This is Carnival. I'm sorry, this is Cinemark. Sorry, my chart. Yeah. I'm with you. Like the more new cases, the further that gets pushed out. Right. So yeah, and I think it's not even a hot take to say that cases could end up getting to new highs, right? New cases. So if that were to happen, then yeah, the reopening, the cruise lines, the airlines, sure. I've seen tons of stuff on Twitter in the last week. Events canceled, conferences moved virtual. JP Morgan has their big healthcare conference every January. It's the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference. It's huge. It's one of the biggest investing events for healthcare of the year. They just moved that virtual, right? A lot of people are moving stuff virtual or canceling, especially on the East Coast and the West Coast, on the coast, right? It's also bad in Michigan here. But yes, Carnival being up today flies in the face of that. So you're fading. You're fading today's move.
Oh yeah, 100%. It makes no sense to me. And I sometimes things seem like too obvious to me where it's like, okay, rising COVID cases, Carnival is up. This seems like such an obvious short. I must be wrong. Like someone out there must know something I don't know, and I have to be wrong. But I'm just playing my gut here, and I'm saying, hey, look, here, I'll check in on Zoom. We just looked at it a second ago, but we can look at it again for you. It's up 7.5% still. So I'm long with calls, so I'm hoping for another breakout before the end of the day. But even if we end up closing up 7.5%, I'm fine with that. And over the weekend, I think we'll have a better idea of what's really going on with COVID throughout the United States. But yeah, I mean, in sports, Spencer, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of sentiment. Sports world is...
My friend who plays on the Lions, he just told me today they got new COVID restrictions. That's exactly what we're talking about. Companies themselves self-imposing these restrictions to protect their bottom line and employees. It's not a Michigan mandate that now my friend can't go out to public events or whatever. It's his employer, right? So I think we're going to start seeing more and more of that.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Mark the Realtor thinks that AMC and Cinemark are going to rip higher and halt today.
All off Spider-Man?
Yeah. I mean, Mark, good luck with that.
Wait, easy, Mike. ExpressBot needs more AirPods? Do they sell AirPods?
Yo, I'll never forget it. That stock.
When Jason.
I'll never forget ExpressBot. For those that don't know what happened.
He knew something.
No, I don't think he did.
I really think he did.
Wait, okay, let me pull up my chart. Okay, let's pull up ExpressBot. So this was last summer. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so this is last summer. This is summer of 2020. All right. Let me find the exact day. I can tell when the exact day was. All right, it was definitely somewhere around here. So yep, this is it. So we're on pre-market prep, okay? And Jason Rasnick, our boss, is on the show with us, right? And he's just going through his portfolio, stocks he likes, whatever. He called out this random stock, ExpressBot, that nobody had heard of before. This is a company that had the massage, what would you call them, kiosks in airports, right? And he said,
yeah, it's quite literally an express spa.
Hey, that's amazing how they got that name. So he comes on our show and he's like, yeah, I think this company could be involved with COVID testing. And the reason I think that is because they just if you look through their press releases, they just hired a couple of people, a couple of doctors. And no sooner did he say that, maybe 5 minutes later, While he's on with us, ExpressSpa drops a PR saying that they're getting into COVID testing, and the stock rips higher. It hits a circuit breaker, and it was probably the craziest thing. Literally, he called it, and 5 minutes later, it happened. It was, and I'm pretty sure that was it. It was June. It's like June 7th of last year. It was insane, and the stock just gapped up, basically like 50% or whatever it was in 5 minutes. It was madness. It was wonderful. I don't think he knew because he was dumbstruck. Anyway, that's our ExpressSpa story. If you want us to find the clip, Easy Mike was there. It was ridiculous. It was freaking insane. He literally said it, and then it happened.
We'll have to find that. Was that in 2021 or 20? No, that was in 2020.
It was last year. It was 2020.
I was gonna say maybe that'll make our 2021 best of video, but that was last year. I also going back to cruise lines. I have kind of a morbid thought.
Oh gosh.
I don't even know if I want to share it.
No, you can say it. We're all adults here. You can say it.
It's very morbid.
I have morbid thoughts every day.
What are cruise lines like main demographic?
Old people.
What are there less of this year than there were last year?
Old people. Well, there's less old people there's always less old people.
Yeah, but there's more or less old people, right? Because we've seen 700,000 people pass away from COVID, and a lot of those people are like over 60.
Yeah.
Does that not like reduce the market opportunity for cruise lines across the board?
No, I don't think so. I think you're reading too much into this.
Okay. See, I told you.
Would you be one of those? Would you be one of those people that spends their retirement just going from cruise to cruise to cruise to cruise?
I don't know. I've only been on one cruise, and I was like 12, so I think I got to go back on another one soon.
Yeah.
I was with a guy last night who said he was going on a cruise like for the holidays to the Bahamas and stuff, and it sounded amazing. No, I'm not cold, Firat. It's actually like really warm under these lights.
Yeah, it's freaking
If
hot.
I went outside, I might be a little chilly.
All right, so unfortunately, we just got word that our first guest today had an emergency, and he had to reschedule. So we'll get him back on at some point in the next few weeks here. But we do have a 1 o'clock guest, Tony Benson. Will walk us through patterns and charts in a few minutes, so stay tuned for that. And then at 1:30, we're still doing trivia. We're going to give away some free Benzinga swag with some holiday-themed trivia. I'm assuming somebody has seen the questions and approved them because I have not, so we're just going to roll with it. But that'll be at 1:30 today, so check it out. What else have we seen out there? Catching up on the chat.
Maybe we should do like Rohan. Maybe we should do a deep dive video where we go on a cruise and say like this is what really goes on in a cruise. How much germ spread there is.
Oh, they're petri dishes, but they're still fun. I like cruises, man. I would totally go on a cruise. Not now, but like next year, I would do it.
Yeah, I mean, shoot.
But again, I also said that I'm not scared of COVID because I just
remember
had it,
at the very beginning of COVID, what was it, a Royal Caribbean ship where they like wouldn't let people off the ship?
Dude, a lot. I think it was Diamond Princess, which is owned by Carnival.
That would be like
bad.
my legitimate nightmare. I would try to find a way to get out.
Okay.
I would like take a lifeboat and just leave.
Okay.
I could not imagine that. I would not be having a good time. It's trapped on a boat.
Just.
I don't know. I'm sure some people would love it. Say like, oh, our cruise got extended 7 days. We're just chilling on this boat. We've got free food and all this. But like, I would not be a happy camper.
All right. There's a lot of crap that's up today, trading up today. Like I talked about Tiger this morning being like the one I wouldn't buy, of all the crap. But look at Up FinTech today.
Oh wait. Go back to Activision on an intraday chart. We're approaching an important number. We hit resistance earlier this morning at 61.92. We're currently at 61.88, 89.91.
What kind of resistance is this? Like, just
what are you looking at?
Just
What are we
intraday?
looking at?
This is a daily.
Oh, go back to go to like a 1 minute.
No, it was 15 minute. How's that?
All right, so you see that where we got stopped out at that candle earlier?
Yeah, twice. Okay.
Twice. If we break through here, we're looking for a bigger breakout on Activision. So if you're a day trader out there, if we get above, I'm going to say if we break above $62, I'm looking for a bigger breakout throughout the day. If we can't get above this line, then...
All right.
Wait, what John, tell me the Bill Burr cruise story, because I don't know.
I don't know either. Easy Mike is asking about the rebalancing stocks. We can take a quick look at those. How is Lucid doing?
Are there any comedians that are like in that do material on investing and NFTs and stuff like that? We should get them on the show.
Yeah. You see the South Park thing
No,
on NFTs?
no.
Yeah. If you guys know any funny people that talk about this stuff, drop us a line. Fortinet. Wait, what else is going in? Easy. Shoot. Airbnb is going in, right, to the NASDAQ. How's that doing today? No real rhyme or reason. Mostly, you should have these names on your radar if you trade the close. First off, if you trade the close in general, today's going to be extra crazy because it's a quad witch, right? Options expiration today. So a lot of volatility into the close, especially in these, 10 names or 12 names? You okay there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just banged my shin.
The NASDAQ 100 rebalance is today. Okay. So there are, I think, 5 stocks going, 6 stocks going in and 6 stocks going out of the NASDAQ 100, which is basically your
Wait, who's coming in?
second largest index in the world, perhaps, maybe not. I'm not quite sure where it stands. It's certainly below the S&P, but very popular. Anyway, who's going in?
Yeah.
Here's who's going in. Airbnb is going in. Fortinet's going in. Palo Alto is going in. So what this means, Lucid, Zscaler, Datadog are all going in. What this means is every fund, every ETF, every mutual fund.
Wait, Lucid's going into the NASDAQ Top 100?
Yep.
Wow.
Every ETF and mutual fund that tracks the NASDAQ 100. And so we're probably talking, I don't know, maybe $1 trillion. Nah, it's probably maybe a little high. Not $1 trillion. Many hundreds of billions of dollars that track this index. All those funds are going to have to buy those stocks. Airbnb, Fortinet, Palo Alto, Zscaler, Datadog, Lucid. They're going to do that as close to today's close as they possibly can. Now, everyone knows this, right? This is not a secret. Everyone knows that there is basically some forced buying in those 6 names at the close today. So there can be some funky things going on. On the other side, if 6 companies are going in, that means 6 are going out. Those 6 are CDW, Fox, Cerner, Checkpoint Software, Trip.com, and Insight. These names, these dozen names, are going to have some crazy action, or at the very least, crazy volume. A lot of volume at the close today. I promise you they will have like ridiculous volume bars at 3 in the final 5 minutes of today's session. So if that's your thing, have that on your radar. What else do we got here? Did AMC get above 30? That would be, I mean, I'm sure he did. It's having a great day, right? No. Oh, did it for a brief second there? Oh, it did tick. It got above 30 for like a minute there. Wow. Great day for AMC. And we did not. How's GameStop? Is that doing the? Let's zoom in. Got to look at these together. GameStop up 9%.
Oh man, Activision did not get above that level, moving back down.
Stop yourself out, man.
Can't do it.
Do you have a stop to lean on? Do you have a?
I can't.
You can't. Oh shoot. Well, I can't help you now. I don't know. Nobody. Yep, Christian. That's true. On Cerner. So okay. Definitely gonna watch 30 round numbers. We just got there in AMC. So round numbers tend to act as a support and resistance. I don't really see a viable level there on the daily. Luke, do you want to come on the show or something? What's going on? You're on the phone. Okay. He's on the phone. Okay, never mind. He just walks up to us. Do you want to come say hi? You want to say hi? Come say hi. He doesn't want to come. Okay. He's just staring at us. I don't know why he's doing that. Anyway, AMC, yup, 30. Okay. So now, can we set up a trade here in AMC, Aaron? So here's my idea.
My only trade idea for AMC is buying YOLO calls.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like a trade for right now. Like, so check this out. What if we bought it with a stop at 30? We're right there, though. That's not a good idea.
I think we just get in Luke's account and YOLO
Luke
call.
Jacoby.
I think we just YOLO call some AMC
Luke Jacoby.
in Luke's account.
What's up, man? Here, let's go tell the people.
So here's what people don't want you to know about YOLO calls, is you can actually do it in a very safe way where you have a defined risk. So say I take $500 out of Luke's account and I YOLO call AMC, the most we can lose is $500.
Yes.
I don't hate that right now.
We talking YOLO call buying?
I see some people clamoring in the chat that we should do it.
Here's mature market thoughts for a Friday, okay? We like trading. We like making money. We like financial stability. We also like to have a little bit of fun and put a little risk on. 70% of my portfolio I keep in ETFs, 70%. The next 25%, these are, thank you. These are more stock picks, right? Like 2021 stock of the year, hugely outsized part of the portfolio. Ford, I'm doing some stock picking with that. And then I'll have 5% or so reserved for the true YOLOs where we're trying to hit home runs. Not trying to hit a home run on everything, but definitely trying to smash some home runs.
I love it. And we were talking about that earlier, Luke. We were talking about the benefits of diversification versus the benefits of having a more condensed portfolio, having conviction in a few high.
So let's let one rip, AB.
Okay, what are we thinking? Do we want to do it on AMC? Here, I'll give you my pitch. I was giving earlier.
Really.
Look at like the cruise
AMC plus 21% at high of day. Let's go, baby. Give me the pricing. I'm loading the brokerage account.
Look at so we're doing the AMC calls.
Maybe.
All right.
We need the price.
If we get up to let's do $28 calls that expire next Friday. Because if we're gonna run quickly. It's not gonna be like a long sustained thing.
Wait. What are we talking about next Friday for?
Wait, you want to go further out?
I could be dead next Friday.
Oh, you want to do this Friday?
Today's the expiration day.
All right. Luke wants to do calls that expire today.
I mean, no. But
maybe.
We're not stupid. We're not idiots,
We're
right?
not idiots, right?
We'll look
serious,
at the pricing.
We're serious investors.
We'll look at the pricing. AMC up 21% at high of day. If I can pick up a 32 call for cheap, I'm going to let it ride.
But here's what I was saying earlier, Luke, is we have COVID cases rising throughout the U.S. All the cruise lines are up today, and it doesn't make sense to me. I think they're easy shorts right now.
All right, hit it with puts.
I did. I bought.
You can't short those stocks, dude.
The cruise lines?
You can do it with puts.
Well, right. Look, I'll show you. I'll show you my.
You can never short a stock that's liable to double.
See Carnival Cruise Line $17 puts. Carnival reports earnings next week. Look, I think that there's a strong chance in their guidance they say like, hey, look, we're worried about these rising COVID cases, et cetera, et cetera. I have a hard time believing they're going to be able to just ignore that problem completely in Carnival Cruise Lines.
Yeah, I like it.
Guidance.
I like it. And then earnings are when?
Let's see. Let me check.
3 days? All day.
Yeah, and
CCL earnings 3 days. I like that.
Carnival's up 4% right now. Why? I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I like that. All right, I finally got into my brokerage account. It took me a second. We're going to AMC.
Darren's got a good idea. Luke, you buy Carnival Cruise Line calls. I'll buy puts, and we'll see who wins.
No, I like your trade, AB.
Okay.
Okay. What is today? Is the 17th. Stock is at what right now?
Which one, AMC?
Yeah.
AMC is currently at
29.69.
I'm seeing 30.40. Can you refresh?
Yeah. Yeah, 30.40. That definitely changes things.
Because if anything, that's just showing more strength. That makes me even more bullish on a breakout for the rest of the day.
Spencer Israel literally has the worst computer ever. Yeah, I have 30.40 as well.
Okay.
So 32's expiring today.
We do have Tony.
The 32's expiring today are 50 cents.
Yeah. Let's rip 5 of them for $250.
Rip 5?
That's easy. Yeah.
All right.
So we have a very defined risk of $250. The upside here is we've seen
We're
it.
in.
We've seen it before. We can see it again where we see a big rip in AMC. So in my mind, there's a way bigger upside than a downside to this $250 trade that we just put out there. Now, is it possible that
we're filled at? Let's see. We're filled at. I believe it's 46 cents. So 32.46 is our break even. That's almost exactly $2. Again, we have the strength today. We're at high of day. If it was not out at the high of day, wouldn't hit it. 3 hours.
Right, and there's a very high chance that these calls expire worthless and we don't make money on it. But there's the risk is defined. We have also a chance of turning this $250 into to doubling it, to turn it into $1,000. You know, so to me, it's one of those things where while it is a risky trade, there's tremendous upside for not a tremendous amount of risk.
Awesome.
And we have Tony Benson, who's going to be joining us in a couple minutes
All
from
right, and I
Patterns
gotta
in a
hop,
Flash.
baby.
Luke's got a hop, so we will talk some technicals with Tony, see what he likes right now, see what charts he's watching. That's what happens when Luke Jacoby joins the show, guys. We make YOLO calls. We are not about just talking here at Benzinga. We are about doing. So smash the like if you have not already for our live trade
Dude,
for
this
the day.
seat is so warm.
From Luke sitting.
What
in
did
for
he
like 5
do?
minutes. I don't-
What did he do? Why is this seat so... Luke, why is this seat so warm? Holy cow, man. What the heck? All right, Tony Benson's here. You want to bring him on? Let's bring some sanity to this show. Desperately needed. Tony Benson joins us every Friday to talk through patterns and charts and, you know, whatever life is throwing at us. So let's get Tony on the show. Tony, how are we doing today, man?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. We're making YOLO trades, YOLO AMC trades apparently. So that's cool.
AMC?
How's your day? How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. Really
Yeah?
good, actually.
Tell us what you're seeing out there.
What am I seeing? Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Gold,
Okay.
Well, there's always lots of stuff. It's a question of which ones are actually triggering and hitting. So, but gold has been ripping. Newmont did yesterday, which was beautiful. So if you want to be bullish, I think gold is a good space to be in. Obviously, with the inflation stuff, that's typically where gold does well. Precious metals.
Yeah. So like you're watching gold now? I thought the market hated gold.
You know what? It's really weird because over the years, typically when you get inflation numbers and stuff like we've had, gold would be taken off and rallying big time. And it's been, you can see it's just been sitting sideways for a while. So it's been a little bit surprising. So I'm not sure what the catalyst was for the massive move yesterday, but so it's hard to say. It's really weird. I don't know if Bitcoin's having an effect on that, where a lot of people are buying Bitcoin instead of gold now as a hedge. So it is hard to tell. But
Tony, I just don't know. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Everyone says Bitcoin is dead, or gold is dead. So I don't know.
Really?
Well, as a hedge, but you're saying the chart. I mean, maybe it's short, maybe long term it is. Who knows? Short term, obviously, is a different story. So wait, what is this now? What's that?
Yeah,
What's
I
the
don't
S&P?
really, the SPX.
Okay. Okay.
Well, this is well, I found. I mean, the pattern I was looking for, not necessarily looking for, but it just popped up, and maybe it was just on the spiders, but there's a dark cloud cover on this. So, and this is where yesterday is what created. We gapped up in the morning, right, and then just sold off all day long. So, and a dark cloud cover is, I don't know if you want me to highlight like I did last time, but
Yes, please. Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh
Crazy, huh?
man! Dark cloud cover. Wait.
So, yeah, it's
so
basically where we get a gap up, just like we do with the SPX, the spiders. It gaps up from the previous day, right? We're in a trend, gaps up, and then it sells off and closes more than halfway into the previous day's body.
Okay, so wait, what is the implication of this move?
It is a bearish reversal pattern.
Okay.
So we're looking for basically a gap up, rallies down, closes more than near the bottom of the day. So there's not a long shadow, and closes more than halfway into the previous day.
Closes near the low.
Kind of like an engulfing. I'm sure you're familiar with an engulfing pattern, right?
Yeah, day 2 closes below the 50% mark of day 1.
So that the midpoint of the previous day, as long as it closes below the halfway point, we have a dark cloud cover. And obviously, if it keeps on going and it closes below the open, then we have an engulfing pattern. But this is the cousin to the engulfing pattern. It's just not as strong, essentially.
Who names this stuff, Tony?
I do not know. I don't know if. Well, I think Steve Nissen's been credited for bringing candlesticks from Japan. Is what a lot of people say.
Okay. Wait, Ryan D is asking. So because it day 2 closed below the 50% of the range of day 1, that is what makes it bearish. If it closed above the midpoint of the prior day, this is all a moot point, right?
Correct. It would not then be a bearish engulfing pattern. So yeah, it's got to close past the halfway point of the first day's body.
Okay.
So
is that? Can we like go back to the charts and can we see?
Yeah. So this is the spider. It's really, really close. I mean, I don't know if it's actually it's really close to the halfway point. So it may not be technically perfect, but I used to be really OCD and I'd measure from the close to open. But after 20 years, it's like, okay, I'm just going to eyeball it. And then today, obviously, we have confirmation that is today's candle that's updated. So we've gapped down big time. We'll see how we close. But being at the all-time high and having these other previous, we've got basically a triple, even maybe a quad top, if you want to call it that, where we've hit this level so many times. And here we've got a bearish engulfing pattern, right? So this went even further than the halfway point. It actually completely engulfed the previous day. In fact, it engulfed the previous 3 days, which makes it even stronger. Nice. So the overall market, in my opinion, and this is just another sign that shows that we're peaking out. The question becomes, if it continues to fall, how far is it going to fall?
Can you look at the IWM? That I'm much more sensitive to the IWM right now. One, because it's probably a truer representation of the whole market because it's so diversified, and 2, because it's been in this freaking range, man. So we're at the bottom of the range. Talk some sense into me here. Tell me why I shouldn't just throw out an order at 212 or whatever.
Why do what?
Throw out a buy order at 212.
Why not to?
Or maybe I should. Maybe we all should. I don't know.
I mean, there's no doubt it's a support level. The question becomes, is it going to hold it? That's the ultimate question. And considering this head fake, essentially, where we broke out to the top and then sold off big time, that definitely does not bode well for the bulls.
That was brutal.
So, but yeah, I mean, if it does what it's done for the last year, and obviously there's the tricky part to trade, right? Which way is it going to go? But right now, is it up right now? Yeah, it's up 21 still. So it's actually that's about where it is. That's today's candle. If it has big volume and it continues to rally today, then yeah, I mean, I would possibly get bullish. I just put a stop real tight.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, you get the S&P, the other major markets, and this big sell-off over the last couple of weeks, I think has created a lot of momentum to the downside. So I wouldn't be excited about taking a bullish position, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't take one and just have a tight stop. Maybe I would take a smaller position than normal. Because you ever missed a trade?
I miss trades every day, man.
I know.
I miss trades all the time.
But the one thing I've learned years ago was, because I'd see stuff like this, see a beautiful pattern, but I didn't want to take a big position. So I just learned to scale back and just do 1 or 2 contracts or just a small position, whatever that is. And then if it does take off, if the pattern plays out, then great, you're there. If it doesn't, then it doesn't cost you that much. So.
Okay. I dig it. All right. Let's move away from the indexes because those are boring. Snooze fest. Let's go to some individual names.
Does anybody got anything they want to look at?
Show us what's on your watch list besides the gold there. We got anything that's sexier than gold?
Yeah, Beaky's kind of, this is one that's still not really that great. Baker, I like this. I've been bearish on this for a while. and because there's a little head and shoulders there back in here, and that's where the vertical line. Because every week I do a pattern of the week for those that subscribe to Patterns in Flash, and so I highlight 1 or 2, sometimes 3 or 4 patterns that I found, and trading plan and what I'm looking for, and analyze the chart. So kind of like we're doing here, but it's just pre-recorded. You go watch it, and if you get trades out of it, you get trades out of it. But this is when I highlighted on that vertical line, and then it dropped off, and so it's still just kind of dance around. But I'm looking for it to drop to 20, hopefully. There's another one, BSX. That was one
Boston signed. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I like this now. Actually, it's up today, which I'd rather it be dropping because I got into it. Those orange lines are my entry points. So the trading plan is the red is the stop, green is the target, orange is entry points. And I have a second one on here because I'm looking at it saying if it breaks that 41.37, I'll take a small position here at 41.13. And then if it continues to fall, I'll add to it at 40.57, looking for the target of 37.38. So that ended up playing out. So I got into a position, it dropped off, and on that big down day, I took out, I think, about half of it, closed it out.
Nice.
And then it bounced back. And now I reloaded it the other day when it hit this spot. So I still like the looks of it as long as it stays below this 41.37, which it's kind of challenging today.
That's satisfying, right? When you go back to the same well more than once.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Morgan Stanley was good too.
Yeah.
Take a look at that.
At some point before we go today, Tony, I do want to know about a loser that you've had, and I would like to talk us through a loser at some point.
Okay. I've got plenty of those. You should be too, actually. That's where the risk reward thing comes in. And I ask people a lot of times, if you can have out of 100 trades, you win on 99, how many would take that?
Yeah.
And most people are like, yeah, okay. So if you make money on 99 trades, you make $1 each, and then you lose 100 on one trade, who still wants that? Because you're losing. So if you use risk reward properly, you can be right 27, 28, 30% of the time and still be profitable. So Boston is about, oh no, that's Morgan.
Yeah, it's Morgan. Well, you said Morgan was good. Wait, yeah, you said this was good.
Yeah, Waze basically was looking, it's a channel. I mean, a lot like the Russell was looking for it to break down below that 96 level. And of course it popped up. This is one actually I took a loss. So if you want to talk about a loser.
Yeah, walk us through this one. So, I think we learned more from the mess ups than the wins. So
okay. So basically, again, analyze it. So if it broke 96, I was looking for the downside. I actually got into this a little bit early. I believe it was this day. It might have been the day before, but pretty sure it was this day, and it dropped off. And obviously, you're feeling good, right? You get into something, and it moves real quick in your favor. You're up a little bit. Of course, the next morning, it gaps up. And then you're kind of freaking out, and you're going to get stopped out. But it's like, if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But it gapped up and ran really fast. And I hung on to see if it would come back down. Sure enough, it did. So I was good. The next day, it took off and rallied. And when it closed up there, I hung on to it again, thinking maybe it'll drop back off, was watching the intraday chart. And what I ended up doing was closing out, I think, half or 3/4 of the position. I don't remember how much I had, but I bought some puts on it. And I closed out most of it. I left a little bit there just in case it turned back. And it kept going against me. And I was like, well, eventually I'll pull it. But I didn't have a lot of risk on the table anyway, so I wasn't too concerned. And then it dropped back off, came back down. So now I'm feeling better, but I was still underwater. Yesterday, when it started to sell off, there was some intraday. The intraday chart looked good. I think it's going to keep going. And it was somewhere around 101. I reloaded back into the position, hoping for a quick move. Ooh. And basically to mitigate some of the loss I had on the other position. So today, actually, I got taken out for, I think I paid $330 or something like that for the out, $350. I don't remember what they were, but then I think I just got closed out for $5 on the half of the position. So I took a loss here, hung on to it a little bit, reloaded it, and so I'm still upside down a little bit. Okay. But I still have a small position there. So if it continues to drop and break, if it breaks back below 96. Then I'll look at adding into it again and reloading more into the position instead of just having a little one.
Wow. All right.
Does that help?
And you never have like time horizons, do you? You're just playing whatever the chart does. However long it takes is however long it takes.
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, if you're buying options, there's an expiration, right?
All right, yes.
So-
In that case, yes.
Yeah, and I'm most of the time my swing trades are all options. So I have to factor that in. But I think I bought February's, so I was looking for a little bit longer term of a move, especially dropping from 93 to 84. So I usually will buy more than enough time. I don't like to go crazy. Some people go out and buy lots and lots of time just in case it goes against you. But I try to buy the sweet spot where I've got enough where if it does something like this and I got to hang on a little longer, that's okay. It doesn't matter. But if it moves quick, that's just gravy.
Okay. I dig it. If you have any questions for Tony in the chat, you have any charts you want him to look at, drop your ticker in the chat. He's going to hang out with us for a few more minutes here. And, yeah, we love chat participation. So what else we got here, Tony?
Yeah, this is coupang. I think we talked about this last time, did we not?
Yeah, this is like the third time you've brought up this one, I think.
Yeah, because we had a beautiful little double bottom here. That's when I first saw it. And then it came back down here. And again, looking at all the different patterns that we see here, we've got not only the double bottom there, we had a bullish engulfing pattern right here. And then it pulled back down. We get a little hammer pattern here. These are all bullish reversal patterns, right? And when you get them at a support level, they're even more significant. That's where you really want to play them. And then another little, what is that, a gravestone doji, I think it is? There's a gravestone in the...
Explain a gravestone doji, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Explain that.
I know. And I just was reminded of the term. It's basically a hammer pattern, but it's a doji. Let me zoom way in here so you can see a little better.
Yes, please.
So the hammer pattern is a small body with a very long shadow on the downside. So it's a hammer here. And this is where, when it comes to patterns, the position of the trend and where it's at is important, because if it's at the top side, if a hammer showed up here, well, it would be a hangman up here. It's a hammer at the bottom. So basically we have a long lower shadow. And it's funny, I just finished the trading coaches playbook that I do for wealth builders. And we were talking about this one. And I was showing everybody, it's like, and the Japanese term is fishing for a bottom or something like that. I can't remember what it translates to. But basically the long shadows like this, it's like the Japanese that row around in boats. They take their big stick and they're looking for the bottom. Mm-hmm. That's essentially what these long lower shadows in the hammer pattern.
Okay. Makes sense.
So when you get a doji, instead of just a small body like this, is it a gravestone? If anybody hears, you can correct me. There's a gravestone and I'm drawing a blank on the other one. The other one comes at the top. So, but lots of reversal patterns here. The bullish engulfing, the hammer, and then a pop, and then it pulled back. We get another hammer type of pattern here just a couple of days ago, which obviously preceded the big move to the upside today. So I love the looks of this one from a bullish perspective. I'm not in it, unfortunately. This is the woulda, shoulda, coulda. But here's what it is.
All right, I asked for tickers. I got tickers. Can we look at a few of these, Tony?
Yeah.
Let's look at. I don't. This one I don't know. SIDU. I don't know this one.
SIDU Delta.
Yeah. Yep.
Use space. That's new.
Oh.
Is that right?
All right. Come on. We got 3 candles.
There's a spinning top right there. Kind of.
I can't look at this one. Moving on. Sorry. You can't look at patterns in the stock that's 3 days old. Palantir. That one's easy.
Yeah, we were on the same thought process. I know this has popped up, and actually this is one when I went through my when I go through my list like I do once a week. This one popped up because we got a nice little double bottom starting to form, which coincides with the one previously here at 18. So here we had a beautiful double bottom. It did exactly what we want to see it. This is about as textbook as it gets. Breaks the midpoint, pulls back, bounces on it, and then takes off. The question is, are we going to do the same thing this time? And right now, it's looking very good. So we look at a line chart. It's a little miniature double bottom. But what clues are there in the candles is the question. So here we have, that's interesting, the dark cloud cover came up because this is what we've got this day, just 3 or 4 days ago, is a piercing pattern, which is the flip side of the dark cloud cover. So the dark cloud cover happens at the top. It's a bearish reversal. piercing pattern happens at the bottom. As long as it closes halfway through the body of the previous day. This is the beauty of patterns. You get one. Once you learn, there's about between 30 and 35 patterns inside my tool, videos on what they are, how to trade them, like the PowerPoint you saw. That's where that came from. Okay. I go through each individual pattern and explain it just like I did there, potential candidates. The beauty is, though, over the 30 plus patterns that are in there, there's really, if you break it down, about 7 or 8. Because the dark cloud cover and the piercing pattern are just the opposites of each other. So once you learn one, you know the other. So that bodes well for a bullish reversal on Palantir. So
what would be like your potential out there on the upside and the downside?
So you want a trading plan?
Yeah, that's what I want. Because I'm interested in just taking a flyer on this one down here.
Well, I would put it right. There's the tricky part about stops. I usually will look to go right below the lows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you want to give yourself some breathing room, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, it's really easy to get stopped out too quickly and then have it move.
Yeah, I've been there a bajillion times.
Yeah, me too. And that's the tricky part about trading is finding that's trying to find that sweet spot. And there's really no right or wrong answer. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just a matter of. I always ask the question, okay, if I get bullish on this thing and it does break down, at what point am I no longer bullish? And if it breaks the lows and makes new lows, considering we haven't been there for, this thing's not that old, right? And if it breaks that low, there's really not much to stop it from dropping all the way back to 10. There's a couple little blips there, but so it's got a big potential to fall really, really big if it does. But if it holds this line, so I put a stop right there, just slightly below. That's the low of today. And actually, it looks like, there's pretty solid volume coming into it so far.
Okay.
So I'm gonna bust out the calculator. And there is put the stop in. And the target I'd put right up there probably right at 21, just below it maybe. Probably just sign in case it doesn't get there. We'll make that green for the target because that's where we make money. It's obviously the ultimate goal. Target is there. So the entry point. So this basically gives us 80 cents of risk and $2.39 of upside. 3 times the upside for the downside.
Okay, I dig it.
So
I dig it.
Whoops, did that go? There we go. So there's the trading plan. There's the challenges. It's already above there. So if you stay disciplined, which is hard to do, then you'd have to wait on this to pull back down a little bit. If you're not, and this is one where if it looks good and it continues to rally today and you don't want to miss it, I would take maybe a small position, but I'd lower the amount of risk. Instead of doing 10 or 20 contracts, maybe do 3 or 4. If you're doing options. If you're buying the stock, it's a different story. So,
all right, let's do a JB Hunt, JBHT.
JB, what was it? HD?
HT.
Oh, I haven't seen that guys for a while. Looks a lot like the S&P. The top does at least.
It does actually.
That's a lot of history. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, big bearish engulfing pattern yesterday. This looks very bearish from where I'm at. Looking at this, you look at all the upper shadows on the candles all up here. So the bulls are pushing it up, getting it up to that $200 level. But then the bears, by the end of the day, push it lower. Yesterday, same thing. It gapped up. And this time, instead of a dark cloud cover, it completely engulfed the previous day and the day before. So just barely. So that's a strong bearish signal. The only thing that's not super strong is the volume, which actually does not bode well for the bears. But this thing looks like it's in just a massive tug of war. So the question becomes who's going to win. And it's too far away. For me, for my trading, I would put a stop up there. It's in the middle of this range essentially. So until it either gets back up here to this $200 level or it gets down here to 185, I wouldn't trade anything on it. But that's me. So.
Okay. All right, we'll do a couple more here with Tony Benson. Patterns in a flash. Let's do. Brett says Coupang is breaking out.
Is it breaking up again?
True? I don't know. Since we last looked at it 5 minutes ago. How are we doing?
AMC.
You know what? Yeah, you want to look at AMC? I'd be curious to get your thoughts on AMC. Obviously, we have sellers here at 30. We have some intraday resistance there. I would love your thoughts on AMC right here.
Yeah, I saw something pop up somewhere else about AMC rallying today, and I hadn't looked at it. I was actually looking at. Whoops. Well, there's a long-term picture actually. And you can see the trend that started back in late December, January of this year. That trend line is there, and obviously it dug in. So people are watching that clearly. But I was actually looking for it to break 35, and it finally did. But there's the tricky part with this thing is, do you short it? Because if it comes in and they do this again, which I don't know that's going to happen, but obviously today it's taken off. And I'm assuming it's that trend line, because that trend line's been there for several weeks. I've had it there. And you can see it came down and tapped it, and now it's taken off. So personally, I think if it rallies back up, if it breaks above this $29, $30 level today, or even in the next few days and runs back to 35, I would expect that to be a resistance level. But who knows? Okay. Pattern-wise, what's that?
No, I'm digesting.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I've always been. I'm not a fundamental guy, so I don't look that stuff up. But is AMC really worth, $60 a share? Considering the highest it was back in 16 when the economy was spectacular is 27. So
I know, but that's not the argument, though. So the argument it's nothing to do with fun. The argument is it's got nothing to do with fundamentals and nothing to do with technicals. So I don't know. I look. You know what? Actually, I think what Igor says has some value there. Again, and I have no dog in this fight. I'm not long. I'm not short. But if I was long, if I was up today on AMC. I would be at my computer. I would make sure I would be at my screen at like 3:45 today, just in case shit hits the fan at 3:45 in AMC. I would have a quick trigger finger. It was me if it was me. Okay,
I'm in total agreement.
Yeah, let's do one or so more. GLW. I don't know if I know that one. GLW.
Wait, Corning or GLW?
Yeah, Corning. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot that was the ticker for Corning. Jeez.
Yeah, I haven't looked at this for a while.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, back where that vertical line is, and this is another reason I love patterns. You see that one, right? The head and shoulders.
Yeah, I see that one.
Beautiful head and shoulders. This plate, I remember trading this one, and when it tanked like this, I was giddy. It took a while because it danced around that level for a little bit, and it didn't. But it finally broke. That's exactly what I was looking for. So that's the beauty of patterns. And then you add, there's a big bearish engulfing pattern right along with the. So that's why I love patterns. But what we have going on right now is get rid of that. Move some of these around a little bit. I try not to get my charts too cluttered. It makes my head spin. I'm a little bit ADD if you haven't noticed. And so if I get too much clutter on there, my mind just.
Yeah.
So
I hear that, man. I hear that.
Try not to. I gotta focus on not talking too fast too. I get a little excited sometimes, and my mouth tries to keep up with my mind, and it does not work well.
Okay. All right. Nocturnal. We'll do one more. We'll do Mara. We'll do. Marathon.
Don't see much with Corning right now. Not any trading opportunities, but
yeah,
there is head and shoulders. Not the beautifulest one. The shoulders are really, really small. Typically, I want to see a little bit bigger shoulder, a little bit more time, and a little bit bigger. But that doesn't mean it's not tradable. So, somebody looking at getting long on this, or is there?
I don't know. Nocturnal Sky. Why do you? What's your bias here? Are you long? Are you short? Are you looking to get long? Are you looking to get short? Tell us what you think. What a freaking run that thing had into what is that, November, October? Gosh, the thing got to 80, almost 80, 70, $75. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Short-lived though.
Yep.
I'll get rid of that. So there, I mean, we're digging in right there at that trend line. Maybe just a tiny bit, but so if it holds this and bounces here, then obviously that would be bullish. Excuse me. But that's a lot of momentum to the downside. So I would probably put a hook right up above maybe midpoint of yesterday's candle if I was going to get long this thing and trade the bounce of this trend if it's going to. So especially today, if it broke above the midpoint of yesterday's candle, then we'd have a piercing pattern. So if it closes like that, then that bodes well for the bullish side. I mean, whether or not it plays out, obviously you have to wait till Monday to see. But if this moves higher today, then yeah, I'd be interested to trade the upside up to about 50. That's the next level, which is $35, $36 stock. That's a 15-point move. That's a good 17, 18, 20%. So
yeah,
that's some good potential. But I would, again, because I'm more bearish than anything. So any bullish position I'm taking right now, I would have a lighter position. I would take less than I normally do. So just because I think the risk is higher to the downside than it is to the upside. So I'm just not excited about the upside right now. If we get a major correction in the market, then maybe I'd get more bullish if it drops off to reasonable levels or other levels. So
yeah, and to Goof saying that it just moves with Bitcoin. Yeah, but it's more sensitive though to Bitcoin. I mean, here's marathon candles. Bitcoin is the purple line there. You know, you can see marathons down April, and you can just mess with the time frames to say whatever you want. But over any given time frame, marathon's got typically a much higher beta than Bitcoin. So
is this a Bitcoin mining company? I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
Yeah, I know I've seen it before. But
all right. Tony Benson joins us every single Friday. He is his link to his site, Patterns in a Flash, is in the description. Tony, have a great weekend. I don't actually know if we're gonna do a show the next 2 Fridays because the market's a half day. Aaron will be out. I'll be out. So I'll let you know though. But
I'll be gone next Friday. I meant to tell you that, but yeah.
All right, well, there we go. In that case, Tony, happy holidays, happy New Year. Thanks for the time as always.
Awesome, thank you. Appreciate it. You too.
All right.
Well, have a good
All
one.
right.
Bye-bye.
And to answer your question, Firad, it's not that he's like. I think what he said previously with regards to being more bearish or bullish is he just reads. He doesn't really have like a long-term point of view like that. He just reads what the charts tell him is sort of what his general sentiment is. So if he's bullish or if he's bearish, it's because like that's the current pattern in the market. All right, it's 1:32. Rohan, are you around?
You know what time it is. It's Friday. It's time for trivia. Let's have a little bit of fun.
Let's have some holiday themed trivia.
Holiday theme.
Rohan, did you round up the usual suspects?
The usual suspects are you, me, and AB.
Okay, that checks out.
You give me like.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do some trivia. We're gonna have some questions on the screen. If you get them right, and you are the fastest to do so, then you will win some free Benzinga swag. Just email us if you win, so we know that
swag.
It's you. And Aaron, I think we have some swag we owe some people. Let's check on that after the show's over today. Jay Rice, that's right, man. A lot of crap, and I say that in a nice way. A lot of beaten down stocks are up today, right? Let's get Marathon off the screen there, but let's look at it. Let's have some fun. Let's look at AMC, and let's just compare it. It's the intraday in AMC. Man, is that $30 tough resistance. So let's look at Hood, and let's. Oh wait, no, I didn't do that right. Fine. Let's just compare AMC. Let's do. What else has been like super? Hey, how's Wish doing today? Is Wish up? No, not really.
How are my trades doing? That's the question. Oh, my Zoom call.
Yeah,
my Zoom and Activation calls are up. My Carnival puts it down.
Wish is up. Is that true? Let's go through the whole. Let's just do from the open. Forget the pre-market. Wish is up 6% today. Oh man.
Hey, I mean everything gets
7%.
everything can get low enough to where there is a buyer.
Yeah, Zoom. Yeah, you guys. I know you guys.
It's interesting. Like we mentioned, Tony really doesn't look at the fundamentals. He's just looking at the charts. We talk to a lot of traders that are either like that or maybe ones that don't look at the charts and all they care about is fundamentals.
It's.
I feel like I don't talk to a lot of like people that do both.
Here's the thing: if you're a trader, and by trader I mean someone who is like actively buying and selling for day trades or intermediate term swing trades over a couple days or a couple weeks. If that's what you're doing, then frankly, the fundamentals don't matter. They don't. You should never make a trade based on a stock's PE ratio. That's not what PE ratio is really for. Trades should be made off of the chart, and they should be made off of broad market sentiment and relationships. Investments can be made off of fundamentals, valuation, free cash flow, blah, 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 EBITDA, whatever, right? Balance sheets. So people who, quote unquote, trade off the fundamentals, I think don't really know what they are talking about. It's just my opinion.
Wait, what was that last part?
They don't know what they're talking about.
Who doesn't?
People who say that they trade off fundamentals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that. All right. This is a fun chart to look at.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Robinhood, Zoom, Wish, AMC. The four horsemen. How's Rivian doing? Let's get Rivian up on here. RIVN. No. And how's FedEx? FedEx has gotten so hammered this year. No, FedEx gave it all back. No, it didn't.
I said FedEx. I said I liked calls.
It's up from the close because of the pre-market session, but it's not up since the close.
I know. I'm saying I liked calls yesterday into earnings.
I know that would have been good.
I know they were expensive, so I didn't do them. I opted with the Rivian put, and
well, Jay, Warren doesn't really trade. I suppose he actively manages his allocation. I don't know if he's really I don't know if I'd call him a trader.
Well, and that's again, it's about time horizon. Like you can quote unquote trade using fundamentals over like a 2-5 year time horizon, but when we're talking about traders, we're talking about people that are in and out same day. That's not Warren Buffett.
No, that we know of. That would be insane if it was, though. Can you imagine?
What if, like, just for fun, he threw like 10 grand into a Robinhood account and
10 grand is a freaking sneeze for him.
I know, but like, what if he just wanted to try day trading? He didn't want to.
Dude,
he could do that with $1 million.
Does Buffett have a secret Robinhood account? Do we think?
I wonder if he's got a.
Is Warren Buffett on Robinhood?
Crypto account? Does Warren Buffett have a crypto wallet?
Definitely not.
You don't think?
No
You don't think Warren
freaking
Buffett has
way.
a crypto wallet?
No,
I don't know.
way.
He could be YOLO trading. You know what else does he do in his free time? Like,
It's free time. I don't know. He's like 92. He's enjoying life.
He's older than that.
He is?
probably about to be enjoying life on the metaverse. or
Hey,
something.
speaking of more, Aaron had a morbid thought earlier about old people on cruises. Here's a morbid.
It's less of a total addressable. Oh, you're right. He's 91. I'm thinking of Charlie Munger. I think is 95.
Here's a morbid thought. Okay.
97.
So, like, the general consensus for anyone that owned is long Berkshire Hathaway is like, the day that Warren Buffett passes away, Berkshire Hathaway is going to trade down.
I don't. It will, but I don't know
Right.
about like to the extent that you. I think that
That applies for any stock that has a figurehead CEO. Like the day that Elon Musk leaves Tesla, Tesla's going down 20%. Yes?
yeah,
Yes.
It could do the opposite if you think about it.
For Tesla?
also true.
I mean, Tesla. Yes. Hold on. Let me put myself.
No. I believe strongly that the day. Oh, nice. The day that Elon Musk leaves Tesla, whether it's in a year or 10 years, Tesla trades down 20%.
Yeah, I could see that. But if you think about it in the way like the music industry works, right? Also kind of morbid. But after like a music, artist would die, I feel like, the sales of their records and their listens and whatever goes up exponentially because there's so many people that are like, holy crap. I
Well,
missed out.
that's a different story now. Now we're talking about consumption versus like investments.
Yeah, I'm just being stupid. You're probably right, but
But my original point was, what if, and here's just a thought, throwing this out there. What if, after Buffett and Munger move on, and Berkshire has the new leadership, Berkshire Hathaway is a conglomerate. They've got like what? They own like 150 companies. What if they just start selling spinning stuff off, selling everything left and right, and making a boatload of money in the process? That'd be a good thing for the fundamentals of the business. So, I don't know, just something to think about. Anyway, let's not talk about people dying anymore. If you're our king, I would do that. Let's do some trivia.
yeah, on a lighter note than death.
Yeah. Let's move on from the death thing.
We have trivia. So, folks, if you have not played trivia before, Spencer kind of briefly mentioned it, but essentially, we will have a series of questions. Today we have 7 related to a specific topic or theme, today being the holidays. Nice. And there'll be 4 options for each question, multiple choice. We like the multiple choice. And each one has a corresponding number that you would type in the chat for the answer that you want to submit. People who answer most correctly and do so the fastest will be our winners of the day, and they'll get some sweet swag. Folks, so if you are ready to play some trivia, warm up, stretch some fingers out, do some, I don't know, reaction improvement testing or something like that.
Oh, okay. You reminded me. After this, before we're done, Aaron, I want to do another typing. Yes, he's doing it right now.
You said to warm up my
He's
fingers.
doing a typing test right
I gotta
now.
warm up my fingers. I had to warm up my fingers.
After we're done here, I want to do another typing test.
Have you been
'cause-
practicing?
No, but I cut my nails and I have more
Okay.
More agility.
dexterity and agility.
I want to see you guys try typing on my keyboard because I have like a mechanical keyboard, which is supposed to be really good for typing. But the issue is the keys are so sensitive that if you even like brush one, it'll register a keystroke. So like you can accidentally hit keys pretty
The
easily.
other problem with that too is we're just used to our little MacBook keyboards.
Yeah.
So we might be faster on our own than than the new one.
Probably because it takes a while to get used to these. But anyway, typing aside, which we can address, after this. Let's hit some trivia. So, folks, I'm gonna hit the music, get that going, and let's start the trivia. I'm gonna get that started, get it on screen. I hope you guys are ready.
I'm joining.
questions.
I'm joining on the YouTube.
About the holidays. Should I join too? I feel like I never register my answers. Is my laptop nearby?
Well,
Maybe I
I'm
could
on
do that.
Benzinga right now, so.
I'm gonna do it from my phone. We'll see if I can do that.
Oh, that's a good idea. I'll do it from my phone too.
All right. And with that, let's get trivia on the screen. We have 11 seconds till the first question,
Wait.
and I'll kick us off.
Wait, I'm not in yet. Okay. I'm in. Okay. Here we go.
Where is our stream?
What snack is traditionally left out for Santa Claus?
Oh my God, these are so easy.
Wow. All right. That was easy.
We actually did always leave carrots out too for the reindeers.
That's okay. That's smart.
I don't know if that's
Shouldn't be
common or not.
Probably feeding cookies to reindeer. It's probably not.
Oh, you
healthy
can't
for
give
them.
the answer away.
What?
I mean, I might be wrong. You don't know.
I feel like the answer is certainly not any of them.
If you're in New York, it's probably pizza.
That's true. If you're in New York, it is most certainly pizza. Shout out New York pizza.
There were a lot. I feel like there are a lot of pizza places up here in Detroit.
There are a lot. You know what's weird? Speaking of pizza in Detroit or Michigan, why are so many national pizza chains based in Michigan?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Like Jets, Domino's.
Jets, Domino's, Little Caesars, all based in Michigan.
What's the other one? I don't know if it's a national one, but a big one is not cookies, but that's the answer. Congrats everyone and Enver and Shivat. I can't read that from here. It's really small on my screen. I'm sorry. Srinivasa. You were wrong. Sorry. Bree.
Oh!
Next question.
What is this one? Aaron.
In what year was Father's Day first celebrated? 1910, 1818, 1762, or 1634?
Wow. I'm going to say it's not 1634.
Probably not.
Probably 1910.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably want to hit it like after we became a country, right? So I mean, 1800s is the earliest I would guess. But people had other things to do then. So I'm gonna go 1910. Which one of these things is not like the other?
Yeah. I don't know. It could be 1818.
That's what I went with.
All right.
Oh, I didn't put my answer in. Lol.
This is the first time I'm actually playing along.
Yeah, same.
When you guys told me to read that question, I was looking at it on YouTube, so I was still like a few seconds behind. So I was like, what are you guys talking about? There isn't a new
Slacking.
there isn't a new question.
Nope, we're waiting for it. 1910.
I missed.
I don't know what sound I just made, but
AB went for the home run and he missed. Is basically what happened there.
hey, I mean, it looks like the chat was pretty split,
All
but
right.
to those of you who got it right, congratulations.
This is a tough question. Rohan, you want to read this one?
Sure. What is the best-selling Christmas single of all time?
Wow.
Folks, Christmas music, category of its own, fantastic stuff. Are we talking White Christmas, Silent Night, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? That's certainly a popular one. Or Blue Christmas?
I went with White Christmas.
White Christmas is certainly a pretty lame song in my opinion, but probably sells a lot. Silent Night, you hear it a lot, but no one really loves it.
That's not a single.
Phil Hall said 4, so it's probably 4.
Wait. Silent Night isn't a single. That's just like a what's the word?
It's like a hymn, right?
Yeah, it's a hymn. It's not a sing. I feel like it's got to be.
It probably is released as a single somewhere. But
Oh yeah. Who's the artist on Silent Night? Who's sampled on that record? All right, White Christmas.
White Christmas it is.
Bing Crosby for the win.
I'm doing terrible this week. Am I taking the next one?
Sure.
Yeah. Spencer has yet to hit one though.
All right, fine. I'll hit the next one.
Oh.
What British holiday is named after a man who tried to blow up a government building? Is it St. David's Day, Sadie Hawkins Day, Guy Fawkes Day, or Bobby Levin Day? This one is pretty easy.
You say it's pretty easy, but like none of these register as a British holiday in my head.
Well, you're not.
I'm not okay. I know.
You're not of the world. You're not worldly.
Listen, I went on study abroad to London.
Then you should know this.
I'm gonna guess St. David's Day, even though I didn't know that was a thing. I've never heard of Guy Fawkes Day, but the chat seems to think that's the
It
one.
is certainly Guy Fawkes Day. You have to remember the 5th of November.
The 5th of November.
That's
I
my
mean,
half
Or wait, is it
birthday.
6th? Is it 6th or 5th?
No, that's not my birthday.
No, it's 5th. It's
That's
5th.
my half birthday.
do you remember?
The 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot, right? I see no reason why.
So why do they celebrate him after he tried to blow up a government building?
That's a good question.
I guess they didn't like the government. That would be the way to go. But it's a national holiday too, so
Something, gunpowder, something. There was a show about this, a miniseries on HBO. It wasn't that good.
all right, Bree, go for it.
All right, in Charlie Brown Christmas, which character plays the innkeeper in the Christmas party? Was it 1, Snoopy, 2, Pigpen, 3, Linus, 4, Charlie Brown?
Oh, Sadat says it's because they saved the government. That's why it's a holiday. That makes more sense. I have no idea. I haven't seen this in 20 years.
I have to confess something, and that is that a Charlie Brown Christmas, I usually stop paying attention after the first 10 minutes, so I'm not sure.
I have no idea. When in doubt, see your way out. I don't know.
I'm gonna hit Snoopy. Why not?
Chat seems to think
It's so mixed. No, there's like it's gonna be very even, I think.
Yo, yeah. I legit have not seen this probably since I was like 6 or something, so I don't know.
The questions went from being very easy at the beginning to quickly very difficult.
Well, I mean, that's how it should be, but I don't know
Yeah,
about,
that's true.
There was no.
Oh, Pigpen.
Is
All
it
right.
bad that I didn't even know that that's a character?
No, I didn't know that either. It's okay.
But to those of you who knew, what is
Congrats.
that? A total of like 10 people got that one. You're smart. Congrats.
All right, what holiday is meant to recognize that everyone gets rejected sometime in his or her life? Sorry, Charlie Day, National That Sucks Day, Kiss and Make Up Day, or blah, blah, blah day. Everyone's going off the board here.
Yeah, this is a this is a question
Wow.
found deep in the Wikipedias.
All right.
I'm going to
I went-
National. That sucks.
I went 1.
You have to think of like something that rhymes, right? So I'm gonna say sorry, Charlie Day too.
Oh, this is incredible.
What? Blah 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 day seems like it could be a good. These all could be winners. I don't know.
Well, we'll find out very soon.
Wait. Hey, Enver.
Tiny pie.
Wait, Enver, are you in chat right now? Enver, how you feeling, man? I know he was feeling pretty under the weather this morning.
Oh man, hope you feel better, Enver.
Oh, he's in the chat.
He's in chat. Enver, what's up, man? Wait, what did I say? I said 1.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Damn.
Damn,
Alright.
son.
Wait, do we have that song?
That's not the one, but all right. All right, St. Patrick's Day
Damn,
commemorates.
son, where'd you find
There
this?
we go. St. Patrick's Day, folks, commemorates the blank of St. Patrick.
Wow, I don't know this
Is it
one.
the marriage? The
I
death?
feel like
the coronation? I don't think St. Patrick ever got a coronation.
I'm gonna wait for Tiny Pie to
Or for
answer, and whatever Tiny Pie says is what I'm going with.
I'm gonna go with 2. That's always a classic one, but it could be the birth too.
Oh, they're all saying 2. Oh no, they're not. So yeah, they are. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the crowd. Wisdom of the crowd.
Spencer's a sheep. That's what we learned today.
Wisdom of the crowd.
The suspense is building as we get the answer to the final question, folks. And of course, the winner for today's game. I can pretty much guarantee the winner is not going to be myself.
Me included.
Considering how slowly I actually type the answer in on my phone. But I hope it's one of you, because I probably don't need some swag. Maybe I do.
All right.
Death is the answer, folks.
Today
The
we-
crowd is the way to go, it appears.
Today I learned. Let's see who the winner was.
Oh, quiz for Enver. Take note of that one. Quiz for just wrong answers.
I was close.
All right. I am mixed on how I feel about this one. The winner, of course, is Adam. Spelled Ajum in the chat. You have been a previous winner of trivia before, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, didn't he win name that chart yesterday?
No.
2 days ago.
But it's been a while since I've seen him win trivia.
Okay.
So I want to give it to him.
How about this? K20 Sams, right? And Adam. Email both of you guys. Email us shows@benzinga.com.
You know,
And put trivia in the title so we know what it's about.
make it easy for us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, folks. This has been your game of trivia today. We hope you enjoyed the game. If you enjoyed the questions, then compliments to the chef, Enver. And if you didn't, then, Enver@benzinga.com.
I don't think that's his email.
I'm not sure, but
okay.
If it is, then go ahead and give it a go. But with that, typing test. I think you guys wanted to do some of those.
Yeah, I did say I wanted to do one a few days ago after I, practiced and all that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. And then we will get back to the stocks for a couple minutes there at the end. So Aaron, tell me what all I do is just start typing. Is that right?
On this website?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do that again. Okay, here we go. So now, can we get some music? And do I just go?
Aaron, play some other music.
What do we have?
The last ones toward the end.
Wait, I want to start over. No.
Not that one.
All right.
I can't turn it. Oh, there we go.
Ooh, that's good.
Bing bong. Three, two, one.
That's terrible.
98 words
That was
per
really
minute.
bad. Wow. All right, I got worse.
He showed up with some confidence.
I got worse.
And
wow.
didn't work out in your favor. But
No, that was brutal. That was a tough one.
All right, do I gotta do it now?
Yeah, you go.
Oh wow.
Maybe I'll go for Shiggles too, but
That
I'm
was
certainly
awful.
not gonna do as well.
All right, you go first, Rowan.
Oh, God.
I gotta practice one.
No.
It makes me nervous
No.
doing it live.
No. Brigo, we know you're gonna smoke both of us, so you go first.
That was embarrassing. Oh, he's perfect so far? Jesus.
No, I messed one up.
He cheats because he practices like every day.
I just get warmed up doing it. It's a good little mental exercise for me.
This is what you do instead of like preparing for the show and filming TikToks. What you do? Ah, he smoked me. Oh my gosh. All right, Rohan, you want to go?
Sure, but it's not gonna be pretty.
You want to share your screen?
It's up there. Just let me click it on.
Igor, I looked it up.
Oh, I
Apparently,
thought I
average
shared it.
is like 40 to 60. But that's me like sprinting. I don't type that fast all the time. That's what I'm-
So, listen, I'm gonna provide some quick context, and that is that I really learned to type like this past year.
What?
I'm not kidding.
Did you not have to like type papers when you were growing up?
No.
and
So
stuff?
I type just fine, just not fast enough. You know, like I used to type. Why is my screen share not showing up every time I hit share? Do you guys see it?
No.
No.
This is sad. Give me like 20 seconds. I'll get it loaded up on here.
Tiny Pie's talking about Morse code. Is that what you guys use down there in Ireland?
Dude, my phone is acting up. All right, here.
Probably Apple telling you it's time for a new one.
We got 5 minutes left. Let's just go back to the market for 2 seconds because this is a stocks. I don't know what kind of show this is, honestly, but
Rohan told me we should make it less. We should make it a YouTube show. What do you guys think about that? What does the chat think about that?
I agree, but let's just keep an eye on this. Okay, what's moving here in the last few minutes while Rohan shares his screen? Nothing of interest.
Can you check out one of my stocks that I traded today?
Let's look at Activision Blizzard.
No, not that one.
All right, what?
Can we look at Zoom real quick?
Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had Zoom up.
Oh, you did?
I just took it off. It's up.
I know, but on the intraday chart, it's kind of breaking out right now.
I just had Zoom up. Yeah.
All right, so I have mine kind of shared. You guys do your stocks.
What do you mean kind of shared?
Like, okay, I had to do share like screen and the Chrome tab thing wasn't working, but that's fine.
All right.
It still works.
Ready?
Give me some music. That was good stuff.
All right, good accuracy so far. Rohan, your mic's very sensitive.
Yeah.
My keyboard is very loud. It's
Well,
mechanical. Oh, you're talking about the people behind me.
yeah. Easy mics, and this is like 24. Well, I don't know if he's talking about words
Nah,
per minute or the show.
it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, that's pretty good. Again, if you Google it, it says average is 40. Here, I'll read what Google says. Average words per minute. It says around 40 words per minute. If you want to be productive, typing speed is 65 to 70. So
All
you're
right.
right in there, Rohan.
Rohan,
Yeah.
congrats, you're average, bro.
So finishing my context here really quick is that, yeah, I used to type with 3 fingers and hit like 30 words per minute. And then last year I was bored, so I took 15 days and practiced an hour a day and learned how to properly type. And I made a YouTube video about it, except it's not out yet. But it'll be out like in a week on my channel if you guys want to see it. But got from like whatever that was to like above 50, and I don't know, I haven't improved that much in that much time. But we're getting, the goal is to hit 100 one of these days.
Website is called Monkey Type.
Monkey Type, that's the one.
All right, real fast before I'm taking the music off. Real fast before we go, reminder to everyone that we have a sponsor on the show that we should probably give some love to here. So I'm going to do that right now. Nightscope is who I'm talking about right now. If you missed my interview with William Santana Lee, the CEO of Nightscope, yesterday on our All Access show, I recommend you check it out. It's on YouTube. Nightscope's fully autonomous security robots have generated over $13 million in lifetime sales and over 1 million hours of field operation. They recently announced the commencement of their Reg A Plus offering. We've got over 28,000 investors and over $100 million already raised. Nightscope is reimagining public safety at a time when the nation needs it most. To learn more, go to startengine.com/Nightscope. I'm going to put a bunch of links in the chat, including that one. So here's the one link in, where's my chat? Here's one link in the chat. Bada bing, bada boom. Learn more about the offering there. It's also what's up on the screen. Here is some more information on the offering and some other legal things I have to put in there for compliance purposes. So check it out, Nightscope, startengine.com/Nightscope. Learn more about that. Okay, that's going to be a wrap for today's show. Hope you guys had some fun. I know I did. I know Aaron did. Rohan may or may not have. I'm not
Yes,
sure.
sir.
And we'll catch you guys on Monday. Moon or Bust is going live right now. This is interesting. So the story in crypto land today is OpenSea. There were some NFTs on OpenSea that were named after Citibank, the bank. Citibank reached out to OpenSea and said, "Yo, OpenSea, take this shit down."
Really?
OpenSea complied, and now there's a bit of a drama unfolding between OpenSea and Citi and the community. Is it censorship? What is it? I don't know. They're going to discuss next on Moon or Bust. Go out and hit that like button for us. We'd appreciate that. Thanks to our guest today, our one guest, Tony. Thanks to all of you in our chat. If not for you, we'd be talking to ourselves up here, which is way less fun. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys over on At the Close in an hour and a half.
Have some good trades, everyone. We'll see you all Monday.
All right. Let's end it with a commercial.
Yeah, we'll have shows next week, Christian. Monday and Tuesday at least.